I feel lied to.
You boys ready for the best episode of all time?
Oh, yeah.
I'm all
What
in.
episode are we on? 19, 18? 18.
Welcome to the next episode of the Mildly Appropriate Podcast.
All right. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the next episode of the Mildly Appropriate Podcast. I think we have episode 18, but Sam told me to just say next episode. We'll see what happens. Today we have our biggest guest probably of all time because he's been gone for a while. One of our closest friends,
There he is.
are beautiful.
It is me. I'm here. I'm finally here for a podcast. I'm super excited.
Dude, we're so glad you could make it.
I know, man.
He's back
Welcome.
from. He's
All
I
back
the
feel like
way.
I'm
from-
gonna have a really hard time looking at the camera and not you guys.
You don't have to look at
No,
that.
no,
No,
you
no,
don't have
you,
to look at
you
the
look at
camera.
us.
Cameras.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Just act like you're looking at us.
Yeah.
It's a conversation.
All
Right.
the
Like, I'm
way,
looking at you.
Yeah.
all the way from South Korea. Our beautiful has come back from the army. Well,
Yep.
he's still there, but he's on break.
Yeah.
A bunch of us are actually on kind of breaks.
Corona break.
Corona break.
break.
Yeah. So
Also, we got Sean in the house.
Corona.
Sean,
Hey.
our original editor,
back.
The OG
I'm back.
He's
member.
back.
OG
It's a fucking
editor.
full house, boys. A full
Unconventional
house.
setup going on.
we gotta
but
share the mic. I might just throw Ryan
Everywhere
Trying to
you
spin
look,
podcast, you never know.
everywhere
It's all
it's
about.
in
Nice
the
little kiss.
heart. It's feeling so good too. Like the Full House theme.
Yeah, sure.
So, well,
Thank
fuck
you.
off.
Thank
all
you.
right.
That was
So,
good.
Thank you. That was
Daniel,
good.
we'll start with you. You're delayed because of Corona, right?
my new job got delayed because of coronavirus.
Until when?
I think the 31st is when I start now.
Jeez.
Ryan,
weeks.
any delays for you? Trip?
negative.
Well, you had to cancel a trip,
I
didn't
had
you?
to cancel my trip to Florida.
Make
but-
sure you're close. I want to make sure it's picking your voice up.
Got you. I had to cancel my trip to Florida, yes, but other than that, as far as work and everything for me, still on track,
Right.
unfortunately. But
Sean, what's
Military
your-
doesn't normally give you much of a break.
Oh God,
Great catch, Ryan. What happened?
it's the stands are pieces of shit.
No. It's me.
All right, okay, all right, hey, all right. I
Uh,
tried defending you.
My school's gone. So this is my spring break. So technically that's still like in the right spot. Like it's not delayed at all.
Right.
But after this we go to online classes. So we're not going back.
Right.
I think it was just for a week, but now it's the semester's
Permanent.
done.
And now, Troy, you're also out of work, too?
Yeah, April 2nd is the official date right now. We'll see what happens. They're going to reevaluate once we get to that point. But I'm in the car business, so that's pretty shocking that we took off. It's crazy.
Yeah, I have off at the schools for 2 more weeks. But I have spring break this week, and we're working remotely because we're just like IT support. So just like picking up hours here and there. Nothing too crazy. The schools aren't closed. They're just working. They're like learning from home. So,
That sucks for the students.
oh yeah. Dude, can you imagine if we were in high school and they were like, we're just going to close school.
Dude, I
That'd
would
be
go-
sick.
You're learning from home. It's like, I'm sorry, we're learning
no, I'm
from
not.
home.
Fuck you.
I would
the
go
fuck are you
nuts.
talking about?
Right.
How many video games we would play?
Oh,
Right.
my God. We would
Right.
do-
You know how
We were
much
fiends.
how many things you wouldn't do other than work?
You
Or
might as
sorry,
well
you
cancel
would
school.
do.
It's a waste of everybody's time.
Right.
You think the students are going to listen? Like they could just close the screen and play fucking Halo or
Their
something.
parents have to teach them.
I don't think there are
no.
more Halo people.
Their
It's all
parents are
Fortnite.
working.
Yeah,
It's-
I'm the old guy here. That's why.
It doesn't. I don't know. I just like can't imagine being in their shoes right now and being in the middle of my school year and they're like, yeah, you're just gonna sit at home and work from your computer.
I
It's
wouldn't
like,
learn anything.
No,
right. I'm the same way.
everything would go out the door. Like I would just play video games all day. Probably smoke a lot of tobacco.
Yeah. There's. I mean,
Oh, he picked up
I
so
just like.
fast.
I feel like there's a lot of people who need to go to school every day. A, to learn, and B, to like interact with humans. Like I know there's a lot of people who hate doing that, but like I feel like it's really important to just get that interaction.
Imagine a long time
Yeah,
where
I
you're
don't
not.
think 2 weeks is gonna hinder their.
I don't know. I feel like people who need to see people every day are going to be hindered.
It's going to be weird. Like, it's already weird. Like, we went out today and it was still weird just to get out and see that there was like no traffic on roads.
To me,
Oh, that's
it
the weirdest
wasn't
part.
weird. There was still cars. There was people in the store we went to.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Sure.
weird to me. I don't think it's as big of a deal as the media is making it and as people are reacting.
Interesting.
This changes
really don't.
absolutely nothing for me.
Yeah.
I
That's how I
sit in
feel.
my room and play video games unless I'm forced to do otherwise. Being
Yeah.
quarantined is literally just like a regular weekend.
Right.
I'm a loser.
I've seen tons of memes that were just like, "Oh, were we not supposed to be doing this before? Is this
Yeah.
is this something new? I thought we were
Yeah, like
Right. Okay.
all of those are directly like that's actually just me. All of like the gamers are used to it, like for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed.
Introverts are excited.
Right.
Big times.
So now we're in power.
But I
You know
think
what I mean?
people
Now we
would
get to
like.
take the extroverts and teach them. You know what I mean?
I think how you were saying a little bit, people with anxiety are probably like freaking out.
Oh, for sure.
Like
That's
with
why I had a
all
heart
the
attack
stuff that's
yesterday.
going on, and like with the media, and now everything's getting canceled, and they're isolated. I can see what you're saying. How that would
Imagine
definitely
like
affect people.
that kind of those kids in high school who they need to like talk face to face with their friends like at lunch and vent about shit, and now I don't know. Yeah, sure, they can FaceTime, but I feel like it's not really the same thing. You get to talk to your friends, but you probably don't get all of them in the same mix that you would at like the lunch table. You don't have like
That's
that
true.
certain class that you might look forward to because you get to talk with the kid next to you. You don't normally FaceTime with that kid, but you chat it up with them when you're in the class because you both hate the class and you talk. You know what I mean?
It's a weird time. Man.
You don't get a lot of shit that you normally would.
I just find it weird that people are wearing masks inside their car. I feel like that's just a little stupid.
Oh yeah, we saw
we
that
passed
today.
someone
yeah.
today
I
that had
passed
a
someone with
mask
that.
on
Yeah.
in their car. It's like it's your car, dude. Why the fuck are you wearing a mask? In
Is
your
it
own
even
car?
an airborne virus?
Yeah.
It is?
Yes.
I thought it wasn't.
It is an airborne virus.
So you can get it from just breathing in the air.
Yeah, you get it when being in the presence of other people who have it. Pretty
Yeah, but
much.
like if you're just like if I'm
Well,
just
that's
driving,
just
there's no way I'm gonna get it.
That's through the droplets.
You're right. You're right. If you're driving in your own car with no one else in the car, I don't think you can get coronavirus
Yeah.
that way.
I
Yeah,
hope so.
isn't that? What'd you say? It's through
It's
the.
this is through like droplets, right? So like it's when you sneeze, it like sits in the air a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think
in
it's
that.
actually airborne.
You don't
Like,
think so?
Right.
I
I don't think so
so.
either.
No,
yeah.
I
I think it's
don't
just like
think
through
it's airborne.
saliva.
It's more like it's like if I was to cough or sneeze, like the little bit of saliva that like I spit out, it'll float in the air, and that has it in it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you breathe that in, you can get it.
So the only way you can get it is if someone sneezes near you or
I don't
coughs
think
near
that's
you.
the only way.
Yeah,
but I
it
think
can
that's
live
one of,
on
like,
surfaces like contact surfaces,
Yeah.
But
Right.
I don't think it's
but
in,
not
like,
through the air. Yeah.
All right. So for the viewers who don't know, Ryan has been in South Korea for
9 months.
9 months.
Yeah, 9 months.
So
I was there.
Holy
he
shit.
was near the core of the coronavirus, but he got out a little bit before it started to pick
Right
up
before.
traction.
Yeah, right before.
So
Got out.
Ryan, I just want to get into like your experience in Korea, just see the differences in cultures and how you like adapted to the environment there.
Well, first of all, the air quality is garbage. So
Yeah.
when you talk about adapting to that, that was like the worst thing. You would walk out in the morning, it smelled like human shit outside because they use human feces to fertilize their crops.
Everywhere.
Well, where the military installations are is just farms everywhere, like all around you. You're in the middle of nowhere.
I know that field.
When you go to like Seoul, the smell is more like New York City. Which
Oh,
is not
God.
that bad. Like, you know, I can compare it to New York City. I've been there. It's not that bad. But when you're out by the farms, awful. And trying to run in that, terrible. Terrible.
Oh, yeah, I heard,
The air quality is just dog.
Yeah, the air quality overall is garbage.
Yeah.
I had a social studies teacher in high school. You remember Mr. Kuiper?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. So he went to China and he said that he usually takes in the morning like 25, 30-minute runs. He went for a 5-minute run because he was so out of breath in China that he just was fucked.
Yeah, my first 2 mile there, I think I got like 20 some minutes on it, which
Jeez.
is like terrible. Granted, that was kind of self-inflicted because I wasn't very well prepared. But also the air quality on top of that was
That's crazy.
not an easy run.
Is it weird that you
not-
physically can't like do something just because of like the quality? Like,
Yeah,
have
you
no-
get used to it like pretty quick, but it definitely
Well, you have no
sucks.
control over it. It's like weird.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
you're used to running. Like, say someone runs a marathon here, they go there, they can barely run half of it.
Yeah.
It's like
exactly.
it's fucked up. And pollution's not even that bad in Korea. It's more China. Like China's worse.
Well, it comes over from
Yes,
China
yeah.
and from Seoul. It's pretty bad in Korea. Like the air quality is not good.
How close is Seoul from Korea?
How-
From
Not
Korea.
Seoul. I mean China.
Oh, like it's right across, right over next to it.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to either,
Literally
you either
right
go
next to the
across the
peninsula.
sea or you
I'm not
go
good with
up
geography.
Yeah.
through North Korea.
Yeah.
I know Seoul is in Korea. I don't know why I was.
What is the craziest thing you ate over in Korea?
Dog.
You had dog.
I had dog. Yeah, I ate dog.
Do you know
It
what kind
comes-
of dog it was?
Nah, they breed the like dog that they eat. They breed it specifically to eat. You know, like how
kinda
they breed
gross.
cattle here, like how
So-
they have cows.
What was the story leading up to that? Like, how did that happen?
Me and my one friend, we just wanted to do it like for the culture while we're there. Try it. Never gonna eat it again. Especially because after we ate it, we went back and we watched The Hills Have Eyes.
oh, gee.
Have you ever seen that movie?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and then I saw the scene where the dog died, and I was like, never eating dog again. I'm so sad.
Right.
But
Did it taste
no,
good?
it did taste
Like
good.
deep fried or some shit?
No, it comes in a stew. Yeah,
Oh.
it comes in a
Just
stew.
stewed up.
Yeah,
Interesting.
the stew wasn't good. I didn't like the stew, but the dog meat was fine. It was really fatty.
Really?
But, yeah, it just kind of tastes like real fatty beef.
I feel like all meats taste very similar. Like you're always
Yeah,
gonna get a very
yeah.
general taste of meat.
Yeah, I wasn't like, wow, this is super good. I'm gonna eat more dog, and I also wasn't like, this is terrible. I'm gonna throw up. It was just
Right.
like, there's meat in my stew.
The idea of eating dog though, did that make you kind of like wheezy?
No, not while I was eating it. No.
Okay, that's not bad.
Hmm.
Anything else you had that was like really weird, like that we wouldn't normally eat?
Nah, that's it. The ramen shops over there, phenomenal.
Really?
Oh, man.
So
Some
good.
OG Korean
Dude,
ramen.
so
We
good.
already recommended Ichiran on the podcast.
Ichiran,
That
yeah.
place is sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Have you
So
ever been there?
good. No,
They don't
never
have them
heard of
there?
it.
Because they're a big chain in Japan. I don't know if they have any in Korea, but that is an awesome place. Crazy ramen.
Yeah. They have a lot of like the Japanese influence over there,
Okay.
like, or they'll just be Japanese ramen shops in Korea, but it's so close that it's more authentic. It's so good.
What was the one thing you hated about Korea besides the smell?
That was the number one thing.
By
Like that
far?
was literally every day that I've been home. When I step outside the door in Texas, and when I got here, when I step outside, I take like a huge deep breath because I'm
Wow.
like the air doesn't smell like shit. Like
Right.
actually,
Jeez.
God,
Yeah.
damn.
Man, the things we take for granted over here.
yeah,
man.
that's what I was telling our friend's dad, Mr. Sar. I was
Yeah.
like, you don't realize that when you're in America every day, you just kind of take that for granted. It's so bad. That was the number one thing I could not stand being there.
God damn. Even on base, it was still really bad.
Yeah. Oh, especially on post, because like I said, you're right in between all the farms. Like you're in the middle of nowhere when you're
Yeah.
out there on these installations. So you just smell everything that they're doing. It's awful.
What was the kind of food they had for you guys, like besides ramen? And they had like Americanized food, right? Like fake American food, correct?
No, yeah, for sure. There's probably like American shops. I didn't really go to any. Like when I was in Seoul, we went to one burger place. The burger was actually pretty good. So
Oh, okay, that's good.
yeah, but it was like a really normal cheeseburger.
Would you ever go back to visit?
No.
He's like hard set on that. He's like,
Yeah,
fuck
no,
that.
I never want to leave America again after that. Like, I love it here so much.
I was
don't
gonna
want
say
to go back.
he also wasn't on like vacation.
Yeah.
He was there for work in the army. So really, like, just shitty work in general.
Right.
And then he didn't really get a chance to have it be like, oh, let's go do this and then do that
You
and
went
then
to
do this
Seoul
and then
though
do that.
for like New Year's, right?
I went to Seoul a couple of times, yeah, and I went for New Year's. It was cool, but like,
Average, like
yeah, it was
normal.
nothing special. You just go
Really?
get drunk, like,
A lot of Asian women, right?
yeah. It was Korea.
A lot of Asian.
Yeah, they're everywhere,
Ryan's
dude.
like, nah, I didn't see
No,
one.
no, big Hispanic population. Surprisingly, yeah.
Actually, in the bars, they're called juicy girls. They're
Oh.
like hookers, like
Oh.
except
Daniel.
they're like all human trafficked, and they're all like Filipino women.
Really?
Yeah, they're
interesting.
not Korean.
Interesting.
And I definitely, while talking to them, had mistaken a few for Koreans, and they get like offended when I thought they were Korean. And I was
Did
like,
they?
well, you look Asian, you're in South Korea. What do you, I don't,
Right.
did they like let you know? Were they like,
oh yeah, she was just like, oh no, I'm Filipino, and I
they
was
always
like,
corrected
fuck
you?
you.
yeah, and
Filipino,
I was just
bitch.
like, okay. And then by like the fourth time, I was like, oh, they're all Filipino, I guess. I don't know.
Christ.
They're definitely
Damn.
like human traffic
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, no, like 100%.
That's fucked up.
It's not a secret that they are.
All right, I want to know, in the means that you can tell us without breaking any military rules, what is the craziest shit that's happened to you in the military over the past 3 years?
Oh, not like
Could you pick one?
there's nothing that no, definitely not like crazy that's happened to me in the military.
Yeah, like not
Things
something
that
where
normal
you're
people wouldn't expect.
right. Like it wasn't like your job that like involved you do something wild, but like I know you told me a story one time where you had to like punch someone that you had to like knock them out.
Oh yeah, in Korea that happened.
Right.
Yeah. I mean that was pretty crazy, but like I feel like to people in the military it seems a lot more normal.
Right. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's like,
Well, yeah,
is there
but
anything
okay.
to us that would
compared
not.
to civilian
Yeah,
life?
well that would definitely be like the number one where
Really?
people like wouldn't understand as much.
What
I mean,
happened?
yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
how.
yeah, so you would understand. I'm gonna put it in a context like this: like if your friend got really drunk and he tried to drive, you'd take his keys no matter what it took. You know.
Right. Right.
So we went out to me and my friend were planning to go to the bars, and this kid that we don't normally hang out with.
You were in Seoul, right?
No, we
Alright.
were just at the barracks, and we were going out to the. It's called the Ville, is like the little town right off post, right outside the gate, and he walked outside. We invited him to come with us. We get to the bar, and he starts like throwing up at the bar.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and we were like, all right,
That's a
well,
rough start.
it's time to go home. So we took him home, and he started getting like aggressive with a random guy outside the barracks when we got there.
Right.
And it turns out this guy was like a sergeant, and he was not dealing with this kid's shit, basically. And after they got into it, and he pushed him, and it got a little physical, I went back over, and the sergeant looked at me. He's like, handle this before I do. I was like, say less. That's all I need to hear. Turned around, knocked him out. One punch.
Damn.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Just like out like a
Yeah,
light.
just gone. Lights out. Went to sleep.
Good God.
Would you drag him
Golly.
back or something? What
Yeah,
happened?
we carried him upstairs. Yeah, just carried him up, put him to bed.
Well, yeah, you
And then
don't-
he woke up. When he woke up, he was like, you did the right thing. Like, I needed. Like, if I didn't do that, the way I thought about it was he was either going to get arrested or something and, like, lose his pay and, like, get in trouble or, like, get beat up worse by this other guy that was outside.
Right.
So,
Was that the first time you've knocked someone out?
yeah, probably.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
like full on
That's-
knockout.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Like, straight up just knocked him out. Yeah.
That's like something a lot of people dream of doing. You realize that, right? Like,
just
you know,
knocking
someone's
someone out.
really pissing them off and they just turn around and punch them right in the face and knock them
I
out
guess a little
cold.
different circumstance, but still, yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
well, I
you-
mean, he was pissing me off. I definitely had that feeling of like, I really want to knock you out right now. And I was being held back from that for a while by my friends.
Right.
And then he was just like, you handle this before I need to. I was like, say less. Yeah, that's it.
Done
don't wanna
deal,
get in
dude.
Yeah,
trouble.
That's
exactly.
all I needed to hear.
Yeah, you don't want that guy getting in trouble either.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what it really came down to. Like when he woke up, you know, it's not like he told on me or that anyone like found out. It was just, you did what you had to do. And I appreciate that. I was like, okay, well, that's cool.
Yeah, respect.
Yeah, me and him are fine now. Like, we're buddies. I never really liked him that much, so
Right,
it was
but-
kind of felt nice. But you know, we were work buddies, so
Oh, yeah.
Just acquaintances, you know?
yeah, just work pals.
Is that like the biggest one you've had, like biggest story?
Probably. I got some funny stories. Like we were in when we went to Seoul. I think this was for New Year's. It was one of the times we were in Seoul. I think I told you this story in the Airbnb when my
Mate,
friend.
Can you stop greening me out?
Why?
You keep looking at the monitor the whole time. It's
No, I'm looking at the soundbar to make sure that he's close enough to
I
the
keep
mic.
thinking he's looking at me, and I'm like,
No, no, I'm just.
I keep thinking Sean's looking at me. He's like right next to me. He's
I
just
look at
like,
your own
I'm,
wall. I'm just like,
just looking at
you're
the
not close.
Is he okay?
level.
like when you look at me to talk, it's
He's
normal
the
that you
level,
look
but-
at me to talk, but we're right here.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. It's like, hey, what's up,
There you
baby?
go.
But we were in Seoul, and we went back to the Airbnb after being out drinking all night, and my friend who's been my roommate for a long time, like one of my best friends, Bucky, was rooming with our buddy Taylor. And in the middle of the night, he says Taylor wakes up and starts like jiggling this door handle in their bedroom, and he's like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And Taylor's like, "Bro, I'm just going to the bathroom." And Bucky's like, "Oh shit, there's been a bathroom there this whole time?" And Taylor's just like, "Yeah, yeah." He goes in there and starts taking a piss, and Bucky leans up like from his bed and sees a
Oh,
vacuum
no.
cleaner.
Oh,
And he's
gee.
like, "Bro, you just peed in a locked closet." He broke the lock to the closet.
That's why he was
peed-
jiggling it?
Yeah, he just broke the lock and then peed in a closet.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
Jeez.
that's rough.
You guys seem like you have your parties.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, when all you're doing is working all week and you're away from everybody, like you guys know, I talk to you a lot on Discord, but at random times, like I just
Right.
join in for
Yeah,
a
you
little
can't, like,
bit.
consistently get.
Yeah. So what do you do on the weekends? We just go out and drink.
On. Is that something that's fucked up? Like your schedule? Is it just all out of whack?
Since I've been back, I've got like the first couple of days for sure, but that was just like jet lag, being up, especially because I like stayed up a lot because my flight got delayed a couple of times.
No, I mean like in Korea when I know one time you were up at like 3 a.m. like doing some kind of like walk around or something. But like, didn't you have weird scheduling for working in Korea?
It wasn't that weird. I was on a like shift work for a while, and it changed a couple of times while I was on it, but it was nothing crazy. It was like the best one that I had, which was like the weirdest hours probably, was I worked from like 3 to 10:30 at night.
Yeah, I think one time I was on Discord with you. You were with the buddy like watching something, and you said there was like a tank or something.
Oh, I was outside doing layouts, but that was the middle of the day in Korea when you called.
Oh, yeah, 'cause for me, it was, like,
exactly.
3
yeah, it
a.m.
was
or
late for
something.
you,
Yeah.
but it was the middle of the day for me.
Oh,
What is a
yeah.
layout?
We just lay out all of our equipment and like so since we were switching, we were leaving a new unit. So
Unbelievable,
unprofessional.
Dane. Come
Oh
on,
my
dude.
God.
We've been doing
Unreal.
podcasts.
How long you been
for
doing
Dude,
this, man?
You just put it on silent.
First time, I swear to God. Sorry.
So it's like an inventory check.
Yeah, so
essentially?
since we were the outgoing unit, the unit coming in to replace us on rotation, the unit replacing us, their company commander like comes through and like checks that all the equipment's there that you're leaving.
Right.
Because like when you get to Korea, there's stuff that's already there for your unit to use. Because people are stationed in Korea, like that live there.
Right.
So there's stuff there, and you just got to make sure it's all there with them, and they check it.
Do you have equipment that's like kind of already set to you? Like you have a gun that's yours. Do you have like armor? Not about armor. I
Yeah,
don't really know.
yeah. So like everyone has their own IOTV, like your plate carrier, and then your weapon gets assigned to you. It's got like a serial number on it. You get a weapons card,
Huh.
and it just has your serial number on
What
it.
is your weapon? Like, do you have multiple, or do you have one? That's,
No, I just an M4. That's mine. That's the only one
is that
I
what
have.
almost all the army uses?
Yeah, that's what everyone uses. But I mean, like some people are assigned to the the 240, like the big machine gun, like a saw.
Oh, the huge like
Yeah.
light machine gun.
Yeah.
How have
They
you-
got to
how,
carry that around,
uh,
but they got to carry that and like
That
their
sucks.
M4 sometimes.
How
That's
skilled
pretty
have you
heavy.
gotten with your M4? Like, from when you got into the army first year to like now? Like,
Well,
you
when
think
I
you're-
was in basic training, I was shooting like 27 out of 30. Like, you know,
how does that
Holy
work? That
cow.
rating, like scale?
you shoot targets like you have 30 rounds and you just shoot targets at 100 meters to 300 meters.
And
So
you're
there's 100, there's 50 meters, 100 meters, 150, 200, 250, and then 300. And you do 30 rounds.
In your first test, you got 27 out of 30.
The very first one, yeah, I got 27. Yeah.
That seems pretty high for
Yeah, it's-
having like not practiced shooting a rifle.
Yeah, it's
So
it's
what-
not that hard.
What are you at now then?
It's like the same.
Oh,
I still
really?
shoot the same, yeah.
Well,
So you
he's
don't-
he's also not infantry, so he's not like
Yeah, we don't
actively
shoot that
practicing
much.
Shooting.
How often do you shoot?
Once every 6 months,
Oh, shit.
if
Oh, wow.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not infantry, so
Broken
like
mic.
he's just doing his basic MOS, which I think that's public knowledge. You can say you're
Yeah, I'm Intel.
yeah,
I
he's
work in Intel.
So he's just working on a computer for the most part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you can't really talk about any of that stuff that you've really worked on.
No, definitely not. Like stuff that I actually worked on now. But
Yeah, that makes sense. I had a friend.
I was gonna say he has top secret clearance. So
Yeah,
like,
no. I understand.
all
Like
top
Marquise.
secret.
Marquise was someone who is like declassifying, so he got to talk about some of his stuff, which is kind of cool. He did like declassifying from Guantanamo Bay, so he would like
like
take-
he worked on declassifying things that were
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So he's in Washington.
Okay.
He's my brother's friend. So he said that like he got to get information, declassify it, and then just talk to us about it. So it was some cool stuff. But obviously, people don't look into that stuff. It's
Yeah.
not like someone's going online looking
Yeah.
up Guantanamo
Yeah,
Bay
yeah.
declassified information.
Right.
So it was kind of interesting hearing it from him. But I was just curious if you had
Yeah.
any other.
Once
Similar.
things get declassified, they become public record. So if the media or someone contacts like the DoD and it's declassified, then anyone can know about it.
right.
What's it called when like freedom of information?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
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 Um,
Not every country has that.
Definitely
No.
not.
The
China's like fucked.
Did you? So I sent you guys a link the other day in our Discord group chat of a Minecraft server that they made.
Oh,
called, called the Library of Free Press. I think is what it was called.
I didn't hear about that.
You need to see this thing. It's
Yeah,
it's a
it was
massive like. It took them months to create this library, and they've recreated the books inside of the game.
Yeah.
Like they wrote them into books in Minecraft.
What game? Like what books?
Books that are banned against across certain countries. Jamal Khashoggi, if you remember him, he was
yeah.
a Middle Eastern journalist.
Yeah.
His artwork, like his work, is in the library.
So books
crazy.
that are banned in other countries, they're in this Minecraft library.
Yep, so
And
that, like,
did
people-
they find out about this like Minecraft server and shut it down, or is it still?
No,
No,
it's
they
still
can't.
up.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, how are they
can't-
gonna shut it
can't-
down?
It's a Minecraft server.
Because
It's
they can't
totally
get to shut
creative.
down. Yeah.
There's
It's
no way
called
to
the
get it down.
Uncensored Library.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's sick.
And it's like a map download. So like you download the map and then
You have it offline.
inside
It's
the
all
map
yours.
has all these like banned books.
But
that,
they
like, you
can't
usually
do
wouldn't be able
anything
to-
about it. Like
No.
the country that.
I mean,
I mean, they
could,
can, but like they
yeah.
don't have. They can't. They don't ban
They
Minecraft.
could
Right.
push to shut down the download of the world.
right.
But what prevents anyone from just throwing
Right,
it back
seeding
up?
Yeah.
somewhere
Okay.
else,
yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah, man, that's really cool.
it's pretty wild. There's
Yeah.
a specific one. I think it was like Rush. It was like Russia dot something, and it's a huge website that's banned in Russia that people like really wanted to see and has like a ton of information. And there's like links in there. There's like books that show articles of it in there, which is pretty
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy what you do with fucking Minecraft now.
Yeah. Right.
Guys,
Pretty
one-
wild.
One thing the amateur podcast didn't mention is where you can find us. So I want to take this time to tell you where you can find us. So, Mildly Pro Podcast, we will be on Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. I don't know the one that you love. What is that called? Himalaya.
Did you
We're
know
on
that Danny doesn't even use Himalaya?
Fuck you, dude.
Yeah,
Well, I thought that would be a good idea to get us on there.
What else are we on, Sam? Is that it?
that is it.
YouTube.
All right. Yeah,
And you can
Stitcher?
now-
I don't think you said Stitcher.
I did say Stitcher.
You can now follow
Maybe
the
not.
Mildly
Stitcher.
Appropriate Podcast
Well, I'm
on
editing, so
Twitter.
I'll know for
Right.
sure.
Oh, and on Twitter, Ryan, our beautiful Ryan right here, he
He's
will
our
be
Twitter
running
manager.
our Twitter account.
Yeah, he's part of the team now.
Yeah, officially
Congrats.
part
We
of the
just added
team,
him to-
officially on an episode. It's
What are you doing with all the money we're paying you now?
Buying those Coronas.
yeah,
Right.
buying
Right.
Coronas.
They're probably on discount too. Because
Yeah.
they're fucking buyers.
Do you
Ryan,
wanna-
what are your plans with the Twitter account? Anything?
Plans for it.
I mean,
See
like,
what happens.
what do you
Jesus
want the
Christ.
Twitter account to be like about? Do you want it to be more jokes? Do you want it to be more?
I mean, yeah, it'll be funny. I right now, like the main goal is obviously to work on like blowing up. You know, you want to get followers, get more people
My main
listening.
goal.
It's
Yeah,
to
and
blow up.
and then act like I don't know
Don't know
nobody.
about
Yeah,
it.
that's my
Right,
main goal.
Somebody got it.
But yeah, just right now, just trying to like gain more followers and reach out and like get some influence out there so we can start getting people listening.
I saw you got one guy.
Cool.
What was his name?
Oh, PBAT followed us.
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of cool.
You've
I
been a
thought
big
that was-
fan of his, right?
Yeah, I've been a big fan of his since like 2013,
That's pretty
2014.
sick. I'm surprised he
Yeah.
reached out.
Well, he tweeted about like what's a good podcast to listen to while I shovel snow or something like dumb, just a regular tweet. And like he's like one of the most interactive people with his followers that I've ever met. I remember the first time I tried sushi was because I was in his Twitch chat and I was talking to him.
Oh,
And he was like, "Oh, you got to try sushi if you never had it." He like told me what to order for people that were iffy about sushi. I called it, I ordered it, and I love sushi now.
Sick.
Yeah, so I just tweeted back at him about your guys' podcast, and he mentioned he was like, "Do they have a Twitter? I can't find them." And that's when I
Right.
told Sam, and we got on that. So
And he followed us.
Yeah,
too.
and then he followed us, yep.
He's like our first follower. Which
Yeah,
is crazy. If
yeah.
someone with like
Pretty wild.
60K, maybe more followers.
yeah,
He got big from Minecraft, right?
he got big from being the Nuke King back in the day in MW2.
Right. He was a big COD player.
I
Yeah,
know that.
Very, very popular. And then following that, he made like a Minecraft series where one of them was called like the Minecraft movie, and that
yeah,
got
Minecraft
tons
the
of-
movie.
Yeah.
it's like hard to find now because 1 million views back in 2012 was crazy. Like,
Right.
1 million views is like, whoa, that's a pretty big video. 1 million views nowadays is like, it came
That's
up.
good, but-
Yeah.
It came up. A
Yeah,
couple
right.
It did well.
You know,
Another one
some
popped
people-
off.
Hey guys, we
you
got
know.
like 30 views. Whatever.
I know, right?
You see Minecraft movies now with like 45 million views. You're like,
Dude,
Jesus.
Minecraft is a game that really soaked views. Like Captain Sparkles got big on that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Every video just somehow got thousands. Like Tosti has a video on his account. I don't know what it was for. He has like 150,000 views on it, and he didn't do anything. He gets paid for it still. He's like, what the fuck?
But was it just a video of him playing Minecraft?
No, it was like some kind of like I remember I used to do like how to download certain clients, like
Oh,
my
okay.
clients. He did something like glitches, not hack stuff, but he always loved to find glitches in games.
Gotcha.
So he found glitches and how to like I guess spawn items in by glitching or something, some bullshit like that. But he got like 150K views from it. So it's crazy. Minecraft just pulls a ton of people in because
Yeah.
Well,
people
it never
play.
goes away. It just
Yeah.
it's a game that updates instead of like releasing new versions. So, like COD, in order to stay relevant with COD, you probably have to buy the new
buy
COD
every
every
fucking
year,
year,
make sure you're
yeah.
still good at it. Like, whereas Minecraft,
Not
is just
even
like,
buy the new COD every year. You have to usually get the new console if you want to keep playing.
Exactly,
Like,
exactly.
yeah.
Whereas Minecraft is just like, oh, they updated it. I downloaded the update, and now I can make a video about what's in the new update, or it's the same game. So like
Yeah.
the content, no matter how long ago it was posted, is probably still relevant.
I mean, think about this: the fact that we even played Minecraft like even a year ago, or still now. Yeah, I mean,
I'm currently playing.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like we played like modded Minecraft and stuff like that. Like we've kind of been trying different versions of Minecraft for so long. The fact that it's still relevant for us means that for kids it's probably unbelievable.
There's always something new.
Yeah.
Like, you always have something to do.
I see kids like at my work who are just sitting on the iPad playing Minecraft, like building a house, like some shitty house. I'm like, yeah, you loser, you suck.
I'm so much better than you are.
Realistically-
You suck
Yeah.
at Minecraft.
I'm just the best.
Realistically, he's like 8 years old, and I'm like, all right, I have respect for that.
was
Like,
gonna say,
when I was a
I,
kid, I used to be on that shit. So
I see fifth graders that are playing or talking about Minecraft. I'm like, whoa, that's only a year before, maybe a year or two before I started playing Minecraft. I'm like, it's still around. Like people are still playing. I'm like,
Yeah, it's got
one
that
thing I don't think we
Microsoft
brought up
money
on the podcast. When we were at MagFest, there was a kid playing League with us, and that kid was like actually really, really good at League.
Yeah, his
like,
name's Chris.
Chris, yeah,
I'm
Chris
pretty
was
sure, I'm pretty sure we did talk about that guy.
really
Yeah,
maybe one
Magfest,
time.
Yeah,
in the
you
Magfest
talked
episode.
about it.
Yeah,
we
mention
had
him.
Sam mention him.
But the
Like,
fact that that kid is like so good at a game that young, like that's ridiculous.
It's a different age, man. Back in
Pretty
our
wild.
day, got yelled at for playing video games too long.
That's
now
true.
It's like, I feel like it's so different.
Mom, I want to go to MagFest.
Right. All right.
All right.
Just don't do too many drugs. Right.
Well, that's what Sam was talking about when you guys had mentioned that on a previous episode, was like how our generation kind of got right in the middle.
Yeah.
Like where we still went outside all the time.
I'm blessed for that.
Like when I met Sam, me and Sam would go, like he would just come to my neighborhood. He lived like right, not right down the street, but 5 minutes from my house in
Proof
town.
that Ryan listens to the podcast right there.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is-
Every
that is-
episode.
Everyone.
Every
That's hard
episode all
proof
the
right
way
there.
through.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Quick question: do you think you'll listen to this podcast even though you've been on it? How do
Yeah.
you feel about listening to yourself?
I'm going to listen to it and I'm going to stop watching within the first 10 minutes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to be like, I sound retarded. Like, what's
Right.
wrong with me?
Wait, do you guys listen to the podcast?
Sometimes I listen to like 10 minutes, 15
Because I
minutes. of
never
it.
do.
Really?
Well, thanks for the view, bitch.
I click on the fucking video and put a like and I bail.
Yeah, but then our view duration is just through the fucking
Well,
ground.
look,
I watch-
You don't want it or what? Because I'm in the fucking thing. I know what I said.
Do you
I
though?
end up
And I
watching
edit.
most of it.
I edit them now recently.
Okay,
What's
true.
that?
I end up watching most of it most of the
That's
time.
good.
Dylan watches
Yeah.
a lot of it too, so I appreciate that. We're gonna have our Munch Pack video coming out probably next couple days. We're gonna get our Munch Pack. so-
Hopefully I'll be here for that.
Yeah, you will.
Oh yeah, you will be now.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, do you think it's safe to have a package from
Yes.
an
No.
internationally shipped package
Well,
from a
think
ton
about
of
it.
different countries?
Apparently it
Yes.
lasts on the objects for 3 days, and we're gonna have it in like 5 days since they've shipped.
Well,
it.
I mean, honestly, most likely whatever they send us has been in a warehouse here for a
exactly.
month or so.
Yeah, they've had it for a while. They usually pre-plan their packs
Yeah.
pretty early. So
I'm going to eat it. So,
Is it safe?
I'm
Is
gonna
it
eat the shit
safe?
out of it.
No. Do I care?
No.
no.
yeah,
That stuff is most of the time really good. So.
Right.
I had a question to come back to your military experience. Just like in general, I know that you're currently still enlisted, but compared to who you were before you left and who you are now, how different do you think you are? And like that goes from like personality based to like obviously physically, and just in general, because I personally have known you for so long that there's clearly been a big change in your life since
Right.
you've joined.
I would say like personality wise, not much has changed. Like I never really like to change who I am. Like
Right.
I always got along with pretty much everyone. Like except, back in the day, I was a dickhead, but I changed that before the military. I changed that like late high school. I realized, hey, don't be a dick to people if you want people to be nice to you.
Right.
So, I changed that, but personality wise, like I've always been the same. I still like maybe I've had dark humor like before the military, but that's a big thing in the military. So like we have no filter at
Right.
all.
I feel
Like,
like dark humor though is something that's like built into your character that makes you funny and makes people like in your group like you. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's like that we all have dark humor. This whole group does.
Definitely
Yeah.
we do here.
Yeah.
And then like it's super common to me because in the military, but outside of it, it's really not that common. Like sometimes you'll
no,
say
it's not.
something and someone will be really taken back and I'll just be like,
I
what
hate
the fuck's
it.
wrong with
I
you? Like
fucking hate it.
yeah.
Right. You got nothing
Fucking
else to
PC
laugh at
culture,
over
man.
there.
Yeah,
so you gotta
exactly.
really,
And like people that are in the military, especially for, like me personally, I haven't had to deal with this, but we all have to be in the same mindset of like we could see something really terrible or something really terrible could happen to someone close to you. You got to be able to get over it. Like
Right.
you got to keep going. The mission comes first. Other than that, I think like just overall like discipline, like being like just better at waking up early, doing things I need to do instead of just being lazy like all the time. I've
Right.
definitely gotten better at that
Do you
since
think
being in the
manners has
military.
been something you've changed like over the time?
Well, man, that's what I was saying about like no filters. They've gotten worse. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, like sometimes I'll be at like restaurants or like out in public, and I'll be talking to a cashier or a server, and I'll just be cursing like a motherfucker, and I'll be like, oh, I don't even realize it, and I'm like, ah, shit, sorry, that's really not acceptable to be doing in this like 4-star restaurant or something. Like, it's bad.
So that's
but
just like the culture that comes with being in the army. Like everyone's like that.
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Basically, everybody is like that. You'll have like the one-offs that aren't into it too much, and well, get over it.
right.
Is there people that you've seen that don't fit in the army, like in your groups?
Oh yeah.
Is it just like awkward? Like how do you deal with
100%.
that?
Yeah, I just brush it off. Yeah, just whatever. Like,
Do they ever like last?
yeah, some people push it through. There's some people that suck at what they do that are higher ranks and stuff.
Is it
So,
hard?
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
I was gonna say, so like physically, you've also changed a ton.
Yes, physically in Korea mostly because I had like so much free time.
Right.
I was going to the gym a lot, and I definitely got bigger, but I've lost some of that since February. I started training for this half marathon
Do you
that I have
know-
coming up in April.
Do you know how much you weighed before you started seriously training every day?
Yeah, so
versus-
when I got to Korea, we did a height and weight. I was 137 pounds, and when I heard that, I was like, "Oh hell, like I'm too skinny." Because before I was like 145, maybe 150 at some points, and then when I heard 137, I hadn't been going to the gym for a little bit before Korea, so I was like, "That's no good." I went to the gym, and then in February, before I started marathon training, I was 160.
damn.
Yeah,
So you almost put on 23 pounds.
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
that's a really good amount.
yeah. It was
And obviously you
a lot.
you didn't put on like any fat.
no.
Your body is pretty
It's hard.
it's his body like
say it's
in
hard.
general is really good at just burning off fat. Like Ryan's always been
High
very
metabolism.
skinny
Oh, that's
Yeah.
and he has no problem clearly
He's hard.
putting on muscle.
He's hard.
Yeah, I have that problem.
like one time I brushed up against Frank, and he has a hard body too.
Okay. Could you explain what you
Like
mean?
I didn't think
by
bodies
hard
got so
body?
hard if you go to the gym so much. Like you know what I mean? Your body's hard.
I don't know what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like you
I've
know,
had a
like
soft
you,
body my whole
he's
life.
not-
so
he's
you know
not-
what I mean?
he's not
press
soft
somebody
hard
and they're
bodies.
they're
Yeah.
hard. You know,
Like it's a hard body.
Oh, so like they're just built thick. So like you hit them and they're like a rock
whoa.
kind of thing. Right.
Yeah.
muscle is dense. That's just like
Right,
you know,
right.
Right.
makes sense.
I'm not. Am I crazy? Am I going?
No.
No.
No,
I
I
know,
know
I know what you're saying.
I
I know
think
what
it's
you're
just
saying now.
surprising that you realize it now.
Being
Like,
It's just a
being
unique
hard bodied
terminology.
is
Fair,
a thing.
fair.
Yeah, you could be hard bodied, like
Be
for
hard
sure.
bodied, right?
yeah, like you ever like banged into someone like they like hurt you from just like their elbow or some shit?
No.
Like, okay, well that's happened to me before. I'm just like, holy fuck.
Definitely
like,
happened to me.
yeah. Hit someone and you're just like, damn. Like,
That's what I mean. It's
I
like
feel
whoa.
like
that
Like,
Never got hurt from it.
no, I just mean like you definitely felt it and they
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
at all.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
I
not saying
know.
you're injured.
No,
just
I know.
mean-
I'm just
You're like, oh
messing
shit.
with you.
And they're
it's a
just
hard
like,
body. It's a
know
hard.
what I mean?
Some people just have hard bodies.
Yeah, it's from working out. It's from getting muscle.
I
For
didn't know
sure.
you could
Well-
get that hard.
I feel like there's like heart like
Oh, I can get
dense
hard, Danny.
muscle. I feel like there's dense muscle, and then there's also like me. I never work out ever, but I'm like lanky and bony. So like
Yeah, you
if
are
I
bony.
if I bump you the wrong way, I might stab you with my fucking elbow.
He's just a slithery snake.
Like, it's-
Sean's a slithery snake.
It's bad.
It's pretty funny.
It's a weird dude. Weird build right there for Sean.
I feel like it's not that weird, but like
Let me feel.
all right.
I'll tell
You
you
got
right
a
now.
pretty
Like I'm
common
bony up in
build.
here,
He's
like
feeling
right here.
him
I can
up.
catch
He's
you.
feeling him up, guys.
Like to
if
me.
I catch you
Oh,
the wrong way
that's
with
wow.
that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll hurt.
Goodness.
I love
Right.
being in the middle of this.
Yeah, good.
Guys, well, I have a story that I was gonna explain. It is
Go for it.
yesterday. I had to remember.
This
it.
is the story when you
Yes,
were greening.
this
Okay.
is no, this is the story about. This is the story I was explaining. while I
Right.
was
Yeah.
greening.
While you.
All right.
Yeah.
So me and my friend Dylan, who's been on the podcast previously many times.
Mr. AG,
AG
Silver.
Silver.
AG
AG
Silv,
Silver.
Snob Silv, whatever. So we go to a Phillies game. Me, him, my brother, I believe. It was us three. And or were you there? Us four. Were you there?
Keep
you go to
going the
Phillies
story
game?
because I'll know. I'll know based on the story about.
So we went back to the house.
Uh huh.
We went on the roof, and we were on the roof deck. It was me, you, Frank.
Oh, I was there. Yes.
Yes. So you were there, yeah.
Yeah.
So he has this thing called the Dr. Dabber, which is great for smoking tobacco.
Right.
And Tyler,
Yeah,
Tyler, who
tobacco.
doesn't smoke tobacco too often, he we're doing it together, and Frank and Daniel, and we're all just enjoying the tobacco because we're legal 18-year-olds who can do that.
Right.
So
I actually heard that the age got changed
21.
to 21.
well, we're all 21, so
thankful-
it don't
yeah,
matter.
yeah, thankfully
It don't
you guys are
matter,
21,
I
but-
thought it was
Yeah.
21 to purchase and 18 to smoke it.
Yes.
That
that's
might
what
be
it
the
is.
case,
That's
but
what it's always
why?
been.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think
21
that's
to purchase.
always been
That
the
is
case.
not.
100%.
No.
No. There's no way.
You
It's
cannot
definitely
get
not
arrested
always
for
been the
being
case.
18 and smoking cigarettes, but you can get it.
Before literally January of this year, you could purchase tobacco at 18 years old. Now it's 21
No,
years old.
Jersey though.
Federally.
Jersey was before. I'm saying
Jersey was 19 still. Now it's federally 21
Like,
years
this guy
old.
fucking knows everything. Whatever. So to continue the story,
it's a tobacco connoisseur.
we bought tobacco at the legal age, and we were smoking tobacco out of a Dr. Dabber, which is for marijuana, but we don't do that. We were doing tobacco
Heavens
out of
no.
it.
Yeah.
So not a smart
God,
decision, but
devil's
whatever.
lettuce.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah. So so sometimes if you smoke too much tobacco, you get a little fucked up. So my
Dylan. Well, to be fair, the addendum there is like Dylan has space age fucking tobacco.
Tobacco?
That
Okay.
shit's fucking wild.
All right. So my brother and me were hanging out, and we're downstairs, and we start chilling. I think we're playing beer pong or something.
I don't know.
We're doing something, and Ray's like playing Guitar Hero or some bullshit because he's sick of Guitar Hero. And I get a call from my mother, and I'm like, all right, like I've talked to my mom while smoking tobacco before. Like I don't care. So I mean, why would I? It's just tobacco.
Right.
So I answer the phone, and I'm like,
Really selling it.
Do I have anything to lose? We just say what it is.
no, it's
Does anybody here have anything
Potential
to lose?
future
We
employment.
smoke weed.
Yeah, all right.
That's it.
so
Like,
I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone with my mom, and she's like, "Oh, is Tyler there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he's here." So I give him the phone, and he goes, "Why the fuck would I want to talk to mom right now?" And like, it's literally right here, like he
Yeah,
hears.
he's like on the
Why
phone
the fuck
already.
would I talk to my mom? So I'm high as shit off tobacco. So he's like, I'm high. So I'm high as shit, and I'm like, he's like, "Why would you do that to me? Like, why would you tell her that I'm high?" And I'm like after she already hears him, I'm like,
Right.
"Tyler, I didn't tell her," and he's like.
Oh,
so he just
So he goes, "Hey, mom."
yeah.
She's just laughing.
He's like panicking, like trying to explain, like,
Yeah.
no, that's not what I meant.
You got the wrong idea.
I'm like, Ty, you just ratted your fucking self
we're super
out.
high on the roof. That's
It's
what I
just-
meant.
it's
Like
just
we're
tobacco.
so
Jesus.
high up.
Elevation, like elevation. We're up top.
Yeah,
We're on the third floor. So I'm like, Ty, you just ratted yourself out. And we're all like just crying, laughing on the floor. Like, we're like, we couldn't believe that he just ratted himself
Right.
out this badly. He's like, why the fuck would I talk to mom? Oh, dude, it was. I always forget about the story, and every time I smoke tobacco, somehow I like remember it, and so I had to explain the story yesterday where I greened out, and well, yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Wasn't good.
Wasn't good.
No.
Goodness gracious.
Ryan,
you
you
guys
ever
been
any-
doing,
Huh?
what?
What
Are you going to ask a question?
Were you
No.
just going to say
What is
I was
something?
going to ask a question, but if you want to ask one.
No,
again.
I wasn't. I was just
I was
curious.
just going to say, like, what have you guys been doing during quarantine?
podcasts and drinking Coronas.
Oh.
I have not been quarantining.
You haven't
Not
been
at all?
practicing any.
I've been quarantining.
I have
Really?
not been
Yeah.
practicing any self
you didn't really go out though. Where'd you go out?
quarantinization.
You didn't really go out though.
I mean, since I've been home in PA, I've gone out every day. And since I got back in Texas, I've been out every single day.
My mom's gonna love to hear that. She's gonna be
Yeah,
so
yeah.
excited. She's
That's
gonna
a
be
very,
fucking
very good
great. We have to
practice.
cut that out of the podcast.
I'm sorry, Jamie.
We're gonna have to cut that out.
I washed my hands when I walked in.
Well, yeah, we all washed our hands. That was good. For me, pretty much, I smoked tobacco out of a glass piece last night that someone else used. So my mom was not too happy about that. But
He's just been getting drunk. He's literally just been gaming and getting drunk.
yeah, just having a good time, enjoying myself.
That's the moves.
Right.
It's better to be
I
off.
myself can't partake in drinking, so I've just been finding ways to pass time throughout the whole day.
My
just
cruise
doing
got
nothing.
canceled.
Oh, shit.
really?
Really?
Yeah, well, my mom refunded it because like
Of
it's
course.
not gonna happen.
Right.
Your walk got canceled?
My cruise.
He was supposed to go on a cruise.
Yeah.
You got a refund for it?
Yeah, I mean they're pretty much offering refunds up to the day of the cruise.
Okay, because
So-
I had to cancel my I had a trip planned to Florida with my girlfriend for her 21st birthday. I was supposed to leave tomorrow. We canceled that, and my dad called to cancel the flights because I had a flight to Florida and then a flight back from. We were going to drive up to South Carolina. I was
refund
going
you?
to fly back. So far, they haven't refunded them. Now they said you could apply for it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So like he'll probably get the money back or at least credit for the flights due to everything that's going on.
Yeah,
But we didn't get anything back yet.
I'm sure you will. I mean, our cruise was like, it was a nice cruise, so it was expensive.
Right.
My mom wouldn't have fucking dealt with that. She's not really one to fuck with when it comes to kind of customer service stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever heard Jamie on the phone, but
I don't. Not
I've
with
never-
customer service
dude,
stuff. But
she's brutal. But it's
Right.
like kind of like dope to watch, like listen to.
that's where he gets it from.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. That makes
It
so
kind of
much
reminds
sense.
me of how Sanab's dad sounds.
Oh,
Dude,
really?
I've heard him on the phone before.
when he means business.
So yeah, he crazy. So I'll give you the story. So I'm in his facility where he has a bunch of cool
collectible
cars. Yeah. So he had to call one of the dealerships to talk about one of the cars had issues with it, like the axle, because someone damaged the car. All right. So he calls, and I'm like grouped in on the call with him, and he's saying, "Hey, like I need someone to come." He's demanding, like this is like he's straight up demanding. He's like, "Hey, I need someone to come to this address to pick up this car. There's something wrong with the axle. I need you to get it like today, and let me know what's wrong with the car." So the guy on the phone goes, "Oh well, we can give you the over the phone estimate. Just explain what's going on with the vehicle." And he goes, "I have no fucking clue." He's like, I don't know what's wrong with the car. I just said there's something wrong with the axle. I don't know how to fix it. He's like, I need you to pick up the car. Don't give me a fucking estimate over the phone. Just take the car and then tell me what's wrong with it. Then we'll go to the pricing of it. I was like,
Damn.
shit. I was like,
what
he's
he
kind of
wants.
right though. Like, how are you gonna like? You don't know. Something's wrong with the car. There's something like going on with the axle. Like, clearly he doesn't know what's going on. He's not gonna look into it because it's a Subaru. It's not one of his cars. So he just demanded it.
And
I was-
this was for his business, though, right? Like it was.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
so that's
it's-
more like
Right.
you
it's-
got to be on the ball. Like this is what's happening. You know.
Right. This is essentially an asset. If you would think
Right,
it's like
yeah.
it's like a physical asset you take instead of like, I don't know, a savings account with somebody.
Right. Because I was gonna say like Howie, he is the same way with customer service.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
sometimes
you
you
get-
have to be if you want to get what you want. Like, I know you might sound like a dick to the customer service person, but at the end of the day, like, you don't really care. You're not going to ever talk to that person again. So if you can
Well,
get a great
that doesn't mean
benefit-
be a
Just
dick
make
to
their
him.
job
no,
fucking
not be
shitty,
a
yeah.
dick, but like, if you know you can get something out of it, like, for example,
You can be forward without being a dickhead.
yes, it's
yeah.
called being
but,
assertive.
But in
Yeah,
a way,
exactly.
you have to like with a lot of customer service, with a lot of companies, you have to kind of demand things, or else you're not going to get anywhere. Like, for example, Blue.
You got to break the script.
So
you know what I mean?
So, for example, like say you had an issue with a customer service experience you had with someone, if you call that company and like really tell them what happened and like explain why your experience was so bad, they'll usually compensate you in a way. Not that I'm saying you should take advantage of that, and like because a lot of companies will do whatever is right for the customer, but in most cases, if you actually had a bad experience, you can get it like compensated for it. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
If you
Sure.
handle it the right way. If you're just like, oh no, take your time, like do whatever, then they're not going to give a shit, and they're just going to take advantage of you. But if not, and you actually like be assertive about it, then they'll take care of you.
Yeah, when I'm like competent enough about a topic, that's normally how I am over the phone. I can always remember times where I've called my service provider and just told them like, "Hey, my router's not working. Please just reboot it. We don't need to go through the troubleshooting
Yeah.
steps. I've done all of that. Please just reboot it from your end. That's all I need you to do."
Ryan, tell us your customer service experience today on the phone with Pizza. Company.
Oh, the Dominic's Pizza.
Pizza.
You didn't hear this story when you
No.
got here. Okay. So we called Dominic's to see, just to see if they were delivering.
Right.
You know, with everything that's going on, we just wanted to make sure they were still open, still
That's a good check.
delivering.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I called and I was like, yeah, you guys doing delivery today? And the dude's like, yeah, we are. And I'm like, okay. And just has nothing to do with anything. I just wanted to know what time you guys open till. And he goes, oh yeah, same time as always, like 10. And before I hung up, I was like, okay, yeah, good thing I know what time you're always open to. All right, thanks, buddy. And I just hung up. Like, what? I was like, what kind
He didn't
of?
even say 10 o'clock. Like he even said like 10.
Yeah, he's like,
He just
it's
said same as always.
Same time as always. So I was like, okay,
Okay, I'll Google it.
yeah,
You don't have to tell
right,
me. Don't
yeah.
worry.
Like
Why'd I bother
I'm
fucking
I'm definitely asking you what time you're open to because I know what the same time as always is, right?
Right,
Like,
right.
Yeah.
I've had that, and you just respond with which
Great.
is
Yeah.
You're like we're
I
open
just-
until we always are. Which is when.
yeah,
I'd
that's
like
what
to know.
I couldn't help it. I just hit him back with the okay, yeah, good thing I know what time you're always open to. That's what I said. I was like, thanks, buddy, and I hung
I hung
up.
up on him, and then I called later, like hoping he didn't know. But then later, we had another issue with them.
Same guy,
Yeah,
probably.
Same guy, 100%. I went on the phone with him, and I'm like, oh, like, can I just get a 2-liter bottle of Coke? He goes, no, we don't have 2 liters of Coke. And I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
Jesus
then I said
Christ.
Sprite because I'm a dumbass, and everyone roasted me for it. So then I'm like, all right, well,
Facts.
I'm like, well, instead of Sprite, maybe Dr. Pepper. I'm like, one of the two. I don't really care which one. And he goes, wait a minute, we got Coke. And this is like a minute after me having this whole conversation with the guy about how they don't have Coke. So-
The guy's already messing something up too because Troy's like on the phone and he's doing the whole order and he just keeps looking at us like,
Yeah, like
what is
the
this
whole
guy
time
talking?
I
And
was
then
ordering,
he
just
puts him on speakerphone at like the perfect time because Troy's like, yeah, can I get a Coke? And we hear all of that. And then he puts him on speakerphone and Troy's like, Dr. Pepper, whatever. And the guy's like, oh yeah, we got Coke actually. Like what is this guy
even during the
doing?
order, like I said, I get 1 plain pie, and then I said, and 1 buffalo chicken, and he goes, buffalo chicken what? I'm like, buffalo chicken pie.
Buffalo chicken.
He's like, oh okay, like because I said one plain pie and 1 buffalo chick. Like wouldn't that usually mean 1 plain pie, 1 buffalo chicken
Yeah,
pie?
yeah,
fucking
yeah, it
idiot.
I don't
sounds
have
like
to
a
say
normal
buffalo
order.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
right.
not like I'm saying buffalo chicken cheesesteak. Like I feel like I would specify that. So then I was like, what? So it took
Yeah.
a second for that, but didn't sound like
Not
much was registering
not the
with him.
brightest guy over there working the phone.
Either it's really busy because of all this pickup coronavirus shit, or it's not busy at all and he just didn't want to answer
It's
the
just
phone.
his first day, maybe.
They answered pretty quick.
Hey, look, hey, the pizza was good. I mean,
Delicious.
That's
dude.
true.
Those
Except
guys there,
Except for
those guys make
except
good
for the
pizza.
buffalo chicken. That
Yeah, the
was-
buffalo chicken was shit.
Other than that one,
Troy should have never ordered. It was dog shit.
They ate all of it.
Imagine we had a
I
local.
hate when you like open a like when you're like customer service, you call a fucking company or something and they have a whole long thing in the beginning of like, oh, like GameStop for example.
I
Hey,
know what
welcome to
you're
GameStop where you can pre-order like fucking Assassin's Creed. It's like shut the fuck up, right? I got a
I
fucking
know what I
question
want.
for you. Yeah, right.
We talked about this.
Like, tell me this is fucking GameStop and be quiet. Then I'll fucking tell you what I need.
Be quiet.
You really think getting on the phone and saying that is gonna sell it to me?
Yeah, right. Like, oh
come
shit,
on.
are you
Yeah.
kidding me? Assassin's Creed? Hell yeah, man.
I didn't even
Fucking
know.
sign
I
me
can
up.
pre-order today.
Yeah.
movie too. Holy
I haven't bought a single one, but this
Yeah,
one,
but
this
now,
one's the one.
Holy shit.
So the
I
second
know.
or third episode of the podcast, we actually talked about how the Comcast keyboards. Remember that shit?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fake keyboard.
Oh
What
my
is
god,
the
what the fuck
fucking-
is that?
It's so dumb.
Wait, what happened?
If you
Oh, you
call
don't
certain,
remember that?
okay, so if
I
you
don't
call
remember.
certain internet providers or any type of like tech support, sometimes they'll have like the robot that you respond with to like set up your problem says like just one moment, and you hear the robot doing types. Like
Oh,
they're
like
just
fake.
it's just a
Fake
keyboard.
keyboard. Like-
Yes, it's just
yeah.
a fake keyboard recording.
Like, oh, thank God, Barbara. I think we got a human. It's like, are we that
ridiculous.
stupid around here?
Yeah, yeah, it's
Fucking
wild.
so dumb.
So everyone, for the coronavirus, there's a lot of crazy shit going on. Obviously, we're not getting monetized for this because we don't make any money anyway ever. But wait, what's the update with Podcorn?
Podcorn. Oh, so
Yeah.
we might start. We just created an account for Podcorn, which is a website that does pretty much like podcast meets sponsorship. So they have an offer for a ton of people that offer sponsors, and you just apply to them with your podcast.
They reached out to us, by the way.
And Podcorn did, not a specific sponsor.
Yeah.
So we reach out to the sponsors, and they they would approve whatever application we sent into them, so that we could do ad reads or whatever it is. However, they set it up so that you could. It's to like help monetize podcasts.
So hopefully something goes right with that. But in the meantime, we have our coronavirus bracket here. We're going to be talking about the countries that we think will be the most affected by the coronavirus, correct?
This is a bracket in the same sense of March Madness, and it's a competition of who would be the least competent country to deal with the coronavirus. The most incompetent country, meaning they have no real idea what they're doing.
Wait, so it says the dates on it.
No, where do you see a date?
It says round 1, March 19th.
Oh, right. So that's when the that's how the seeding was placed. They were placed into seeds on that date.
Well, no, that date's not till another 2 days.
Oh,
Today's
really?
17th.
That's a
Yeah.
Oh, so then that must. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
it's
the
a
lock in.
lock-in.
Yeah.
Right. So then that's when
we
they
have to
start
lock in
calling
these
it.
by the next 2 days. Then it'll go to the 22nd, then the 26th, and then the aching 8. So wait, we got the round 1, round 2, then the 6-16, the aching 8, and then
Wow.
I think then it goes to like a
sideways.
no.
Yeah.
I think it goes to a playoff thing. Like that's not open yet, so you
Oh,
can't do
true.
that
Right.
yet. So we're gonna start. We'll start with number 1, which is China. I think we
China,
can all,
Mexico.
We
What
can
do
all
you guys
say on
think?
that. That's a 1
China.
seed right there. That's a 1
China.
seed. China.
Okay,
Yeah,
you guys
China.
think China, but I would argue Mexico. But that's okay.
Whoa.
We can take
Re-
China. We can take
So
China.
that's an upset. You're saying
Right.
because Mexico hasn't gotten it like totally yet. So this is China's at the very end of it. Maybe. Hopefully.
Here's why I'd say China over Mexico. It's a big one, so we can spend a little bit more time.
Okay.
China's population, like if you just consider population, infrastructure, all that kind of stuff, yeah, Mexico's not great with infrastructure.
Right.
But the population just alone would
That's
be
true.
so hard to contain.
Right.
Even if China's doing what they need to do, which they kind of are, the population I think is just way out of control. I mean, you're talking about 1 billion people.
Is this total
Right.
cases or is this percentage of population?
Well, I guess like you're talking about spreading more than anything. You know what I mean? Like
Talking about overall control of the situation,
Right,
right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Overall
This is
control.
countrywide control.
Yeah, I would say China.
Yeah.
Mainly because like
They
what
started it too.
what Danny said, but also if they're doing everything they need to be doing, which they seem to be doing, they're definitely lying.
Yeah, oh,
like they're
they're
definitely
definitely
lying.
That's
Stats,
what.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to go from what they tell us. I should say. Do you guys throughout this bracket? Do you want to take a realistic approach, or do you want to take by the numbers of what people are reporting approach? It seems like we want to say realistic, since clearly,
I would say realistic.
Okay.
More interesting in my opinion. but
if we're being realistic, then China's doing really well. China's doing a
Now,
fantastic
though, they
job.
weren't in the beginning.
Right, but this is a moving forward procedure, correct?
Yes, but I would say like
'Cause they're
again,
reporting
the
less-
population thing is like the big thing. Like,
They're reporting less than like 40 new cases a day.
yeah, but that
40
only
new
that's
cases.
real.
We're having that pop right. So that's what I'm saying. Are we using a realistic or the numbers?
Well, realistic.
I think we're
numbers is going to be fake because that's
Yeah.
lying about the numbers. We're being realistic about
Okay.
it and saying that.
Yeah.
So you want
I
to say
think-
they
I
have no
think-
control right now?
I think
Yes.
we're taking
Okay.
aspects from both, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got to look at the
agree.
numbers because there's other countries on this list that probably aren't lying about their numbers.
Right.
You
I would
gotta,
argue
you gotta,
most of them aren't.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would
Except for,
agree.
like the Middle East and Asia. I'd
Right.
say.
So next
Yeah.
one is Ireland and Hong Kong.
I say Hong Kong.
Hong Kong, yeah.
Really?
Closest to
population.
Okay.
So, I mean, that whole resistance, I think, is still going on.
Remember
what do
though,
you think?
Ireland's kind of
Yeah.
in that EU mix.
China. Yeah, they are.
EU
but
is considered
That's true.
the what did they say? The epicenter.
that's an 8-9 seed,
Coronavirus?
so it is
Yeah,
a close
it's a close
seed.
one. All right, we can say Hong Kong.
Okay, that's an upset right there.
Austria or Chile? Definitely Austria.
Yeah.
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 That's a
Okay,
big one.
just so we're
Yeah.
on the same page, if you guys didn't know, the European Union, anything that's in that center part of Europe
It's fucked.
is just one big melting
did-
pot of the coronavirus right now.
Did you see the cases increase today? How much it was?
I didn't check today.
So
the
it
US,
went,
right?
it,
From
yeah,
the
it
US?
went from 3,500 we were at yesterday.
Oh, you're saying U.S. cases?
Yes,
Okay.
3,500 yesterday to 5,100 today. So
Wow.
yeah, 1,500 new cases.
Hey, that's what happens when the testing
And
starts.
also,
to,
what
to
didn't
work.
like the deaths like double?
Yeah, it was like 96 deaths.
We're
today.
at 94, like as of
96,
today.
yeah.
Yesterday was like fucking 50.
Six.
Wild.
No, it was like 60 something,
Oh,
something like
okay.
that. But still, that's a lot of deaths.
All right, next up, Japan versus Luxembourg.
I don't know where the fuck Luxembourg
Japan.
is.
Luxembourg is
Luxembourg's
also
right in the middle
it's-
of fucking
right.
Europe.
It's also
Oh,
right in the
so
middle
they're
of
right next to
Europe,
France, yeah.
but Luxembourg is an
I
extremely
think so,
wealthy
right?
country.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you'd say Japan?
I would say Japan. Yeah,
Good population
would
density,
argue,
it's
yeah.
like, it's hard to
Right.
contain.
I don't really know
Right.
Luxembourg, so I'm gonna go Japan.
Yeah.
USA and Bulgaria.
USA.
100%. USA is
You
not
got
gonna
no
be good.
clue.
soon.
We are not doing well, as we just said.
No idea.
5,000 cases already.
Finland and Saudi Arabia. I
I'm
feel
going to
like
say
I'm gonna go with the upset. I'm gonna say
Saudi
Saudi
Arabia.
Arabia.
Really?
Arabia.
Yeah.
Finland.
me too.
Well, we got 2 and 2. Danny, what's the final decision?
I'm
Finland's
also,
up
I'm
on
going to
that
go,
island.
I'm going to go
know it's not,
Saudi
it's
Arabia on this one.
Wow. All
Yep.
right.
All right, so then we got Switzerland and Pakistan. I would say Pakistan for sure.
Really?
No,
I
I'd
would
say
for
Pakistan. Yeah,
sure
I would-
say Switzerland.
yeah, I would say
Switzerland has a really
Swiss.
nice controlled like government.
Switzerland
Think
for
about
sure.
how many tourists would go to
Ah,
Switzerland
true.
throughout
Yeah.
Europe.
Compared
Yeah,
to
but they're
Pakistan,
probably
yeah.
closed already. I think
Yeah,
Switzerland
they're
is
probably
They're
too
pretty
late.
conservative about everything. Like they're really safe.
like versus Pakistan. I mean, you're right next to
Dude,
India.
they're right in the mix, man. I don't
That
know.
is true.
The right next to India. I think Pakistan's way the.
I would go for the upset.
I'm arguing Switzerland on
I'd say
this.
Switzerland as well.
We're gonna take Switzerland.
All right,
Switzerland. Wow. All right.
3-2.
Portugal and
Oh, it didn't-
Indonesia.
It didn't register.
Gotta click it. There you go.
Portugal and Indonesia. 100% Indonesia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
gotta be,
I
right?
could
It's
get
gotta
behind
be.
that for sure.
South
Even though
Korea and
Portugal is in that
Serbia.
EU bubble, but
South
Korea.
Korea.
No, no, it's
South
not.
It,
Korea.
yeah, it is.
America,
It is.
right?
It is. No,
Portugal?
Portugal's like right next to Spain.
Nobody
It's
lives in
Oh, I'm
Serbia.
thinking of Portugal.
Yeah, fuck Serbia. South Korea, 100%.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, sorry.
100%.
South Korea.
Israel or Egypt? That's a hard one.
That's a really hard one.
That's
I
why it's an
picked
8-9 seed though.
on my. So mind you, I've filled this bracket out myself already. I picked Egypt
I would say Egypt as well.
because Israel is. I don't know. They are very strict when it comes to their borders.
Yes.
So I would say that
Very
that's
strict.
something that they can at
would
least
pick
like
Israel.
stop from there. I don't know how well they are going to be at
I'll say
treating-
Egypt too. I agree.
I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on in Egypt, but
I'm going with Egypt just because
Yeah.
of what you brought
Israel.
up
Yeah,
earlier.
I
agree.
Tourist population for
Right.
one.
Sweden and Slovakia.
Slovenia. Oh no, I can't tell
Slovakia.
from
yeah,
here.
I
It is
know,
Slovakia.
I know Slovenia.
I'm
She's pretty cool.
Slovakia.
Really?
Shout
You're
out
picking
Slovenia.
Slovakia?
Oh, over Sweden? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm pulling Sweden.
I'm going
Sweden?
I'm going
Really?
Sweden.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
See, that's
no
okay.
upset there.
So you're doing what I did initially, which is like, there's no way Slovakia is nearly as like up to par as the rest of the countries as Sweden is. Like Sweden's got a
Right.
pretty good bar of quality of life.
Right.
The problem is that Sweden is part of that European Union. And you do know that like European Union means that people can just like freely travel
Yeah.
from one country to the next. Like when they lock down borders of Italy, that's the only time people aren't able to just cross in and out from the European Union.
Right.
So you have a country that's like Sweden, who's right in the middle of Europe. Anyone can kind of just
Can I
come
just
in and
say,
out.
I've already said this to you guys plenty of times. This is so fucking weird that we're even talking about this. Like,
yeah, it's pretty
It is
crazy.
we had the
Weird times,
president
man.
of the United States coming on and talking about like what you should do to not get this virus.
You know, this is like if you ever watch like World War Z, you know, like the beginning,
Yeah.
they have the montage of all
Yes.
the news stories feeds.
Yes.
Yep.
They're living the news story feeds in real time.
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Although what I will say about that is that when the president gets on and the CDC comes out with all these procedures, the reason like one of the other reasons that I'm not taking this so like I don't want to say I'm not taking it seriously. It's definitely serious, but I'm not as worried about it. Is if you read these procedures of what it is, it's just stuff you should probably do every day
Yeah. That's true.
or with
Regardless,
with
right.
any type of sickness you have.
You should be washing your hands.
It's
all the
like,
time.
yeah, no shit, wash your hands. Like, what? Okay. Don't go near people if you're sick. Wouldn't do that if I had a cold. Like, what?
Right. The only issue is that you run into people who you don't know are sick yet.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
because
you-
of the different.
Yeah.
symptoms and
So how
shit.
do you know to stay away from people? It's tough. It's not easy.
Let's
That's why
keep
that's
this-
the whole social distancing thing is, just take the precaution anyway.
well,
get
yeah,
to
when
our-
you split it to where you don't think you're sick, social distance, self quarantine without any symptoms. But when they, are first releasing these procedures, and it's just like, if you feel sick, don't go out in public.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
yeah, no,
Right,
no
right.
shit. No,
Yeah, I took off because I wasn't feeling that well. So
yeah.
All right.
Alright.
Next one we have is Greece and San Marino.
Yep. San Marino is the first country on here that I don't recognize.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
That.
I actually don't recognize.
I don't
So
know where
we're gonna
that
go
is.
Greece,
Sure, let's go with the safe bet. We'll take the higher seed.
Spain, and Algeria.
Algeria.
Algeria. I can't see
Algeria.
it. Sorry.
So Algeria is a part of Africa, and Spain is up there in Europe.
Spain.
The Spaniards.
Yes.
Yeah,
Spain,
I guess,
just for
right.
how bad France is getting pummeled right now, I'm gonna say Spain's
Italy's
right up
I
with
mean,
there.
anything next to Italy is fucked.
Pretty much.
And anything with
Bahrain is right
Bahrain
off
and
of
Iraq.
anything with the high population and how you said you gotta account for tourists. Like
Right.
Spain is huge.
Right,
Like,
right.
sure.
Bahrain, for those of you who don't know, is a very, very small country that's right like next to Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a very small
So they're both in
population.
similar areas.
Yes.
So
Well,
it's- yeah.
sort of. Iraq is more northern. I'm
Right.
for sure saying Iraq on this
Yeah,
one.
I'd say
Yeah.
Iraq, just because it's a bigger country.
I'm
and
with you.
It's in a similar area. So.
Agreed.
Netherlands, South Africa.
Netherlands.
Oh, I don't know. I've heard so many bad things about South Africa
Really? I
recently.
thought that's,
Really?
I
I've
thought-
heard the-
no Cape Town. Yeah, isn't that where Cape Town is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
Yeah, I heard
heard.
the good things about that. I
I've
know
heard
someone who's there right
Africa
now.
is doing like
Fine, yeah.
great.
Really?
Yeah,
They're vibing.
Wow. I thought South
Yeah.
Africa was doing really poorly.
I heard like all of Africa is just they had like the least amount of reported cases.
Wow.
I know
haven't seen too much
absolutely
of that. Maybe
nothing.
maybe like North Africa, but nothing in South
I heard
Africa.
like
Right.
one
I
time.
see. I still
We've
think
heard
the
it 100
biggest
times
issue
then.
with all of this is that testing isn't
Yeah,
good
that's
yet.
True. And
Like-
if they can't afford
Right.
it, then
Right. So if you
Not
have
good.
a majority of an entire country, mind you, even continent of Africa, that like struggles to buy the tests or have tests that
Yeah.
work, we have no idea. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
all right.
Well, you also have to consider like exports, imports, all that kind of stuff. Like
Yeah.
South Africa, I don't think they make jack shit.
No.
Nah.
Not that I know of anyway.
You know what I'm
Let's
saying?
They
let's go
probably
with
do.
Netherlands. See what happens.
All right,
Um,
we'll stay safe.
Canada and Kuwait.
Kuwait.
minerals and stuff.
Oh, that's
Kuwait's
true.
the Middle
That is
East.
true,
Canada
yeah.
is right above us. So.
Yeah.
I'm
I would-
saying Kuwait.
Yeah,
I'd
me
say
too.
Kuwait as well.
Yeah,
too,
Kuwait.
too.
Didn't Canada? Aren't they the first ones to isolate the virus and working
I
towards
think they've been
a?
making the most progress with like a potential
yeah.
vaccine.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah, well,
Crazy.
hockey got canceled, so
All right. Well,
Exactly. Yeah.
we got Italy as the
Yeah,
number
well,
one
yeah.
seed.
they said,
Italy's
"Yo,
number one.
no,
Yeah.
not down for that."
Do we all agree that Italy's number one right
Yeah.
now?
Yes.
Italy number one
Yeah.
seed.
Yeah.
They really.
They're
Estonia
They're
and
probably
the
gonna take the whole
Philippines.
fucking
Singing
thing.
on balconies. They're definitely number one there.
Estonia and Philippines.
I don't know where Estonia is.
Estonia is in the very northern part
Dude, look
of
at
the
this guy, the
European
fucking
Union.
geography.
I'll tell you right now, the only
looked-
reason I know where Estonia is because a friend of mine that I play RuneScape with is from Estonia, and
That's
we
sick.
constantly just will be like, "Yeah, you guys are fucking rocks over there, aren't you?" He's like, "Guys, shut up." He's like, "Leave me alone. We're fucking couches, all right?" It's a crazy place over there. It's a little backwards, you
Yeah,
know.
versus the
Yeah.
Philippines.
They're into weird shit. The Philippines, Southeast
There's
Asia,
a lot of.
No, I know that. I'm saying like versus
versus the Philippines. Oh,
The Philippines
yeah,
are
right,
like
right. They're in a bad spot.
Yeah, I'm, gonna
say
take the Philippines.
because I know it a little. Obviously
agree.
More than Estonia.
makes
All right, then we got Denmark and Peru.
Peru.
Really?
Really,
No,
Denmark.
Denmark.
Yeah,
Big Denmark.
What?
Big Denmark.
Okay, all right. Well,
I'm
yeah,
telling
the
you
EU
that
thing.
that
Actually,
EU
they're
thing,
in the
forgetting
mix.
about that.
It's
They're in the
weird.
mix.
Dude, these people.
I'm thinking of quality of life
Okay.
too much. Yeah.
Do you know? Have you ever filled like a normal March Madness bracket and you notice how they have like the seeds? You
No,
ever
this is a
recognize
first
that?
time thing for me.
So if you look up there, you'll see that next to each country has a seed.
Yeah.
That's like their
Yeah.
numbered based
Current
rank,
ranking?
right?
Yep.
Essentially.
Oh, well, fuck.
So if you see someone like Denmark who's ranked 4 versus 13,
Probably gonna be
Peru,
Denmark.
you already know that
United
Denmark has
Arab
like a
Emirates,
natural
right?
disadvantage.
Yeah, right.
And you know, like the people in Peru that are living all sparse and the population isn't that high, and they're
Right.
out there fucking eating guinea pigs. Like, come on, they're probably fine. Like, they're immune
They
to
got,
some of
United
it.
they got their own
Emirates,
thing
Yeah,
going on.
they're good.
Next one is Malaysia and UAE, which is the United Arab Emirates.
Yep. I would.
I'd go
probably
Malaysia.
Malaysia. Yeah.
Malaysia,
For sure,
UAE's got a lot of
Malaysia.
money.
We got France,
France,
of
they've got
course.
it.
Yeah.
Singapore, Brazil. Now, I'd say Brazil is doing not great.
I don't know. I think Singapore is essentially tied into
close
those
to
Southeast
Japan,
Asian
yeah.
countries.
Yeah,
That's true.
It's definitely in
Taiwan.
the mix.
I'm saying Singapore on that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's go with that.
UK, Vietnam. UK.
UK.
Yeah,
yeah.
UK.
They have the
Check.
brightest.
And then we have Thailand. Thailand's pretty bad. I don't know.
I might go with the upset on this
I'm
one.
going Thailand.
I might
go
go
Thailand.
Thailand.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do Thailand.
I'm down.
Iran and
Oh,
Argentina.
Iran.
Iran.
Yep.
Easy
100
class.
Not
easy.
even close.
Iceland and
Romania.
Romania. I heard Iceland's not doing great. Like they're starting
Really?
to
'Cause
get
I
tough.
thought I heard something about Romania.
I heard they're starting to get cases though.
They're probably both pretty shitty, which is why their seeds 8.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
close. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
What do you want to go with, boys?
I'm gonna pick Romania.
All right, Danny, Romania.
Yeah, I agree.
Sean, it's up to you guys.
I'd go Romania.
All right,
All right, that's 3-2.
Belgium
And
and
Russia.
Russia. Fuck
Belgium.
Russia, dude. But yeah, Belgium.
Belgium.
Belgium. Russia is
Yeah.
gigantic. They're fine.
Yeah.
Qatar and
And there's a lot of like
Lebanon.
wasteland.
Yeah.
Qatar and Lebanon.
Lebanon.
There's people that live in natural quarantine.
Qatar is closest to all the like Middle East shit, right?
Yeah.
Germany and
Yeah.
Croatia.
Ooh,
Germany.
Croatia's an island. They're chilling.
Unless one person gets it, like
Yeah, then there's
Cristiano Ronaldo, he just bought his island, but he gets fucked up.
I'm saying.
Slovenia and Poland.
Slovenia and Poland.
I'm
We know
going Poland.
Oh yeah, I know.
You're going
Slovenia.
We gotta vote for Slovenia.
Really? I'm saying Poland.
I would say Poland as well.
Fuck. All right. Well,
I just fuck with Slovenia IRL.
I would say I would say Slovenia.
Really? Over Poland?
Yeah.
it's kind of weird.
Fuck with her,
Because
dude.
here's
Come
my
on.
thing about because we're
Slovenia's
did we already
dope.
do
I don't
Germany
wanna hear it.
somewhere?
Yes, Germany
Oh,
was
we-
the one above this.
That's what I'm saying. Right next to it.
This is one that
That's true.
This
Taiwan?
is one that like both of them, like
they're both
Slovenia
fucked.
and Poland. I don't know.
How about
like,
Norway and
anything about
Taiwan? Though?
either.
They're both fucked too, right?
I'd say
Norway and Taiwan. I would
Norway's
say
in the-
Norway's
Norway.
definitely
Norway's in the mix, dude.
Yeah.
Australia and India. India, I would say. Even though
Oh,
Australia-
India.
Yeah.
India.
Yeah.
I'll,
Essentially.
I'll tell you
100%.
guys my winner afterwards, and I can fully justify it.
Are we filling out a full one, or are we?
No, that's it. That's it. We're gonna stick with
no.
that for now.
Oh, we're just gonna keep it here and wait for the
Yeah,
next.
so we keep it here
I don't think
until-
we can. I think it's like March Madness. You don't like wait until it's updated to submit the rest.
I don't know where to submit it though.
I think it's at the very bottom after you finish filling in all of these. They'll ask you for a winner. So if you scroll down, that right there, select the tournament winner is of like one of the two people that you picked
Oh,
at
okay,
the
fine.
end.
Let's go quickly.
Okay.
Speed round.
All right, we're
Well, we have
speed
half as
run.
many this time. So
So first one, China or Hong
Yeah,
Kong.
it's
I'd say
China.
China.
China,
Austria, Japan. Japan.
Japan,
Yeah.
Japan versus China's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah.
U.S.
Switzerland.
Yeah, we can say Swiss.
I would
my
go
guess
with
is-
Switzerland.
My guess is Indonesia, but
I'd go South Korea,
Yep.
and then honestly,
I'd say honestly.
Because
Greece?
the other thing we have to consider about this one is like this is
I would say
from
Greece.
I would say Greece.
26th, right?
the next one is going to be the 22nd. Oh, sorry.
Like,
Yeah. The one
so,
that this is
like-
going into is the 26th.
this is
right.
future stuff. Like
So I see
This
what
is
you're saying.
nearly
4 days.
This is 2 weeks out, correct?
5 days.
Yeah,
right?
this is 2
yeah,
weeks
5
out.
days. 5 days.
Five-
No, it's
what-
5 days.
what are you
It's
talking about?
17th.
No, because round
Today?
2 we just did is
Yeah.
22nd. What we're doing
talking
right now
about
is
the 26th.
Oh, it's going to the 26th.
So in
Right,
2
yeah.
weeks, like where
Yeah.
are these countries going to be
I
at?
thought we were going on the 22nd.
Well, I guess
All right, yeah.
I guess this 26th from the 17th is only 9 days. So it's,
I
it's
mean,
like,
I would say Indonesia as well, but fuck it.
Okay.
We're already past it.
Yeah,
We
I'd
can
say- I would
change
say
it.
Switzerland still.
we can switch.
We can change it to Indonesia.
That's my guess.
South Korea and Egypt.
I think
I would
South
say
Korea.
South Korea. Sweden
Yeah.
and Greece. I'd say Greece.
I would go Greece.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I would agree.
That's where
Yeah.
one is a 4. It's a 4-5. That's where like the
Spain,
no.
Iraq.
Quality of life.
I'd
This is
say,
a
Right.
tough one.
I'd say Spain.
I think Spain has more people, so it's harder
Yeah.
for them
Spain,
to do
I'd
it.
say
Yeah.
Spain.
Kuwait or Netherlands? I would say Kuwait.
Really? I think
Nah,
Netherlands.
no.
I would say
Netherlands.
Netherlands.
Okay.
We're probably picking all seeds here, pretty much.
Yeah.
Italy and
Italy,
Philippines,
gone.
Italy.
Done.
Definitely.
Denmark and Malaysia. I'm saying Malaysia.
That's close.
Malaysia. I would
Yeah, I'd say
agree.
Malaysia as
Denmark's
well.
got the
Can't
EU,
argue it.
but
I would vote
But
Denmark,
I think by the
but
26th,
I'm minority.
I think they're probably one of
France
the
and
ones that'll.
Singapore. I'd say Singapore.
that's a tough one.
That is tough.
Well, here's.
my guess
I
is
would say
France.
France for EU.
I think with
Two
one.
for France.
I think.
Singapore
I
is
think with one
Asian,
like
so-
this is where you have to look at like this is going to the 26th. So
Right.
how well are they going to be like
week and 2
handling
days.
this
The thing is, like,
in the
you have
next
to consider how
I
well
think
the
France in
surrounding
that
countries
case.
are
Yeah,
Yeah,
week and a
this
half.
is the point where
That's true,
government
'cause
comes
we're-
in a
yeah,
lot.
Right.
Right. It's only a week and a half.
All right, UK and Thailand. UK.
Yeah.
I think in a pandemic, a lot can happen in a week and a half.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
it
sure that
definitely can.
anybody who's not actively starting to lock shit down, like hardcore, that's like a free
Yeah.
pass to the next round.
Right.
You guys aren't locking shit down? Well,
Right.
it's going to keep spreading.
Iran or Romania,
Iran.
Iran.
and then Belgium and Qatar. Qatar, right?
I would say Belgium here.
I would
I'd go
go
Belgium.
Belgium.
Where's Belgium at?
Europe.
Europe.
Ah,
part of the EU.
Fuck it then. Yeah. Germany and Poland. Germany.
Germany, I
Yeah.
guess, right?
Yeah.
And then
Germany
Norway,
always fucks up
Norway and
India.
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 I'd
Oh
say
yeah,
India.
yeah. India. I think
India.
India's a sleeper.
India's a big sleeper.
I say we go India over Germany.
India's seed does
India's
not.
a fucking ticking time bomb. Man.
India's
that shit's gonna
right,
spread like
right.
Yeah.
fucking
India's
wildfire.
Dude, they
seed
literally,
does
like-
not accurately project
If-
any amount
Right.
of
Yeah.
India.
If
I would say
one
India's
person
going
gets
to
it
the
in
next one,
India,
right?
the whole country.
Oh, yeah.
So
I would say
yeah,
India
we
over
can start
Germany.
bottom to top. Let's go up. What'd you say,
I
Ryan?
would agree to
I would say
that.
India.
just
over Germany.
India. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
agreeing
Because
with
by
what
the,
you
here's the
said.
thing. Another thing about the
No,
EU,
here I would go
if one of them
Belgium.
makes it, like they're all kind of good.
Right.
You know what I'm
right.
saying? If one of them sort of figures shit out,
No, I do
a lot of the
Iran,
EU
'cause
is
Belgium's
okay.
government
So
Right.
eventually
just
step
letting you
in.
know.
Belgium, Iran.
I'd say Iran.
Iran.
Yeah.
Sorry, Iran versus India. That's gonna be hard. France versus UK.
This is tough. I would say France.
France
it's who's
before
going to be in a
UK.
worse spot.
Because they are
I
on
just-
an island. So if they quarantine,
Oh,
they're
true.
way safer than France
True.
would be.
I didn't think
I'd
about
say-
that.
I'd
Who-
say France,
who's going to
yeah.
be
That's a good
worse
point.
in 10 days?
That's a real good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
I'm
Oh,
looking
right.
at
Yeah.
France.
Italy or
Italy,
Malaysia?
definitely.
Italy.
Italy's gone.
Italy's gonna be number
Yeah.
one.
Italy's about to just start reporting a ton of deaths.
Yeah.
That's what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Spain and Netherlands. I'd say Spain.
I would say Spain.
I'd agree. Spain. Yeah.
South Korea and Greece. I'd say Greece.
I'd
No,
say
I
Korea.
South Korea.
I think.
But see, okay, let's take we've had like a battling
use
logic
human
of like
fecal matter.
Southeast Asia
Exactly.
already having dealt with this for a while
Right.
versus the EU, who if they figure everything out, they're fine. They're all good.
Well, you know why? Because South Korea is going to do it just as well as China does. So if you don't think China's picking up their shit, South Korea is fucked.
Right.
Regardless,
Yeah.
I mean they're right next to each other.
Right.
What do you
Well,
think?
not quite. They're separated by water and North Korea.
Do you think that the
That's true.
U.S.
Yeah.
Do you think that the U.S. having influence in South Korea would change anything with that?
that way?
Make it better or worse?
Like,
Oh, we're really good allies with them.
See, I
Like,
think
they
I think
wanna-
South Korea would be okay.
with all of the military
I'd say
presence
Greece. Yeah, I'd say
on
Greece.
on the peninsula,
All right, let's
I think
take-
Greece.
Because
Greece,
this
I
far
agree.
ahead is not so much looking at population, but more how governments are going to be dealing with it.
Right.
right?
And I think in that scenario, South Korea's government is like kind of knows what they're doing.
Right.
So
South Korea,
at this
I feel
point,
like-
they would put stuff into play.
Right, right. They're very willing to just shut everything down to get the sickness out of the way.
All right,
Yeah.
then we have USA and Indonesia. I'd say USA.
I would say Indonesia.
You think we'll have our shit together?
I
don't
would
think
say
that should
Indonesia
go.
as well.
We're already starting to close things. I think
Everything.
like we're taking like the right precautionary steps.
yeah,
Right.
especially by
I
the
feel like we're just not doing it as fast as we should be.
I
But
agree.
I feel like
but
we
see, the
closed
question
pretty fast.
I disagree. I
Yes,
think it's
yeah.
taken us a while.
I disagree because yesterday was the day we were like, oh, like we're still open, like we're gonna see where it happens, and then literally today, all of a sudden, we're closed. Like a day
Yeah, but
later.
that's like a lot of.
He's-
like
he's
you're talking
saying
about
we
the
should have done it a while
Car
ago, though.
industry, right? That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, we're like the latest ones to close. Everything else
that's
is
all
already closed.
private. Like you have to consider like what the government's doing.
Liquor stores just closed.
Liquor stores just closed, but like
It's all non-essentials.
supermarkets, Like,
Supermarkets won't close,
obviously,
though. They
They're
can't.
not going to close, but like you have to consider like okay, if they're not going to close and they're not going to close in the foreseeable future, I mean that's spreading a lot.
but
And for example, I mean Philly hasn't really shut down yet.
They can't close though, because then that's when
I know,
we go
but that's
into
what
a
I'm
whole-
saying.
but I think by the especially by the 29th in America, it's gonna start rolling over more.
Wait,
Like,
What do you mean by
think
rolling
that
over?
it's
Indonesia's
gonna be
doing a better
more
job than us,
control.
though?
It's gonna be
You
things
think
are going to be
in
better.
a week?
no, I think they're going to.
That's what I'm saying. Do you
In
think
10 days
tw-
from
it's 12 days
today,
from
the
now.
19th.
Today's the 17th.
17th?
Do you think
12 days.
Wait,
I
simple
think
question.
in virus numbers, I think it'll be worse, but in control and understanding of what's going on, I think it'll be better. If that
So
makes
so
sense.
what do you so do you think Indonesia will be doing a better job than the USA? So my question.
No,
No.
Okay.
Indonesia.
I'm
would
voting
lose.
Indonesia.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I vote Indonesia would
because
be
I think
worse.
our government will get more of a control on it than theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
And in 2 weeks from now, that's kind of what really matters.
That's what I
Right.
agree.
I know what you're saying,
I said
but
USA
I
first. I
disagree.
meant Indonesia like will be worse off
Yeah.
than
Yes.
USA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That is the question: is which country is doing
Yeah,
it
I
worse?
think Indonesia will be worse, like government wise,
I would agree.
because I think we have a more structured government.
Right.
I think with handling the whole situation, Indonesia definitely is going to be doing worse.
We have the federal banks, or sorry, the Federal Reserve, which is a quick like here. Let's print out some money. Let's get
Yeah, we
let's
just
get money
gave
out
away
there
like
real
$1
Right.
quick.
trillion
Yeah.
pretty much. We're giving away.
Is it cool?
Printing,
Not really,
but-
but it'll get the job done.
Right. Is it really bad? That's debatable. That's for a different conversation. You
Is it
know, not
going
really-
to possibly help us in the short term?
China versus Indonesia or Japan? I'd say China.
China.
They're already so
Yeah.
bad. It's like hard to beat them. All right, so then we have. Well, it won't let us do the last four. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like
No, scroll down. What comes? Right, wait, wait.
let's
See
pick a winner now.
the
No.
progress bar. I was able to fill mine out entirely.
Can you like
Is there
scroll to
a-
the side or something?
No, there's no side thing.
Throw it to the other monitor.
Oh wait, maybe the yellow thing at the bottom is the scroll.
Wait. Oh.
That's the bar. You know
Yeah.
what? Yeah. Click on that and drag it.
Definitely not.
Can you click the
Can
end
you
of it? or
click the
something?
whole bracket?
Oh yeah. There you
There
go.
you go.
Hey,
Big brain.
That was fucking.
Sean.
Is there a losers bracket or
No. All
My
right,
intelligence
China or
scares me
Indonesia,
sometimes.
boys?
China.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
China's just
Greece
steamrolling
or
through the
Spain?
shit.
Spain.
And now I'm gonna say here that Spain does worse than China
Yeah, that's what
because
we're
this
saying.
is
Well,
for
not yet,
this
not
is
yet.
for
This is
April
all-
this
6th.
is this is deep.
Okay.
Okay, then
China's
we have
been-
Italy and France.
Italy.
This is
Italy.
April 4th over in Europe. Italy is gonna be decimated.
Iran and India.
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 Sleeper.
Now
So we have Italy versus India.
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 Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's a fucking bomb, dog.
And then we have China versus Spain.
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 Whoa.
Spain.
Sudden switch.
So this is April 6th. This is nearly half a month from today.
That's what I think.
I'd say Spain.
I think China by then is going to be more controlled, handling it better. Up to then, they made it all the way here, easy pickings.
Really.
I would say, but
I'd say Spain
by
as well.
then,
So
I think
Go
they'll have
back
a
to-
better
what was the
control,
last
or
round?
everyone who has it will already be dead there.
just try
So
to beat-
yeah.
Right.
Indonesia.
The government's going to do
I would
something
honestly
really
go
crazy that
Indonesia
gets way
over
out of
China
hand.
there.
Like,
hold on, Sean. What'd you say, Danny?
I'm saying that China will do something really fucked up or crazy if it gets way out of hand in a month.
It already is way out of hand. So let me just tell you. So we talked to a friend of ours named Layman who has family over in China. And from what he has told me, he says that they're quarantining very strictly. They've tested tons and tons of people. They are separating everyone out. Like anybody that they can identify that might be sick, quarantined. He's like, the quarantining they're doing over there is like phenomenal, which sure, it might be excessive at that point. But hey, if it's stopping the spread, that's what they're doing. So me personally, in my bracket, I didn't have China going this far.
I'd say Spain.
There
That's-
are,
that's what I was saying. I was
the
gonna say
problem is
Indonesia
you
over
fight
China.
so many people. You have so
That's what-
many goddamn people in
I
that
think-
country.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fighting population at that point.
You're cheating.
He's cheating.
I'm just kidding. He's doing
cheating.
research. He's doing
We're
research.
kicking Troy off.
Indonesia warns of escalating coronavirus cases, adds restrictions on foreign travelers.
17 new cases right now.
Which leads up
See,
to
the problem with going off of new cases, like just the number, is the fact that the testing is not perfect.
Testing's not perfect and also not even.
Who's
really
to say
reported.
that they can even afford it?
But
We
still,
have
like,
people.
we're-
Think about what's happening in the U.S. right
But
now.
cases per day, like based off that, we're at 1,500 a day. Like today. Today's
Right.
1,500. So
That's
they're
1,500
they're at
people that
17.
can afford to
So
test.
I don't
it.
think they're going to be vamped up as fast as like
Well,
something
this
like
is-
us because
this
they're such a
is-
smaller country.
This is not till April though.
But China's at 100.
I
and
think
something
China
thousand
is
people.
staying above Indonesia. I
they're
don't
at
think
100
that's a
something thousand
question.
people. Even if this
From-
is their peak, they still already got really bad. Like,
Okay, that's fair. I mean, like
Yeah.
that's your answer. I'm cool with it.
What do you think, Danny?
China or Spain?
Spain.
I vote Spain.
Oh wait,
We're not in Indonesia anymore. Yeah, you're right.
Beforehand?
I would say Spain
Who would
over
you do
China.
beforehand?
What do you mean beforehand? China
Like,
versus
Indonesia and China.
No, what was the other one like that's going into
Greece
this
and
Spain. Greece and
fight?
Spain.
Nope,
Oh,
keep going.
oh.
Like
India.
no, India. And then who are they fighting?
They're either one of these two. It's one of these two.
no, I mean like
In the
scroll
bottom.
down. Just fucking scroll down. Okay.
right there? Italy and India.
Okay, so here's the thing. Like I said, depending on how Italy does, that's how the rest of the EU is going to do, or vice versa. Like they all kind of
Right.
combine with each other. I think EU takes it. I think they're going to be doing worse.
So you think
my
Italy's
opinion.
going to be over India?
No. Like so, scroll back up because
Dude, what?
I'm trying to explain my logic, but I forgot who it was. It was India versus Italy. Keep going up, like to where we're,
Yeah,
we're
go
at
up to
right
the
now.
top bracket.
This is
There
the
you go.
top.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
we were
right
showing
there.
it. So, in my opinion, I think Spain is going to be doing worse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We
Yeah.
agreed.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, cool.
I just wanted to explain my logic.
All right, so Spain versus India. Who's
India.
winning?
So you
Yeah.
can't pick here. You
Fuck.
type it in at the bottom.
Yeah.
But so now we have India versus Spain.
Danny, you explained your logic perfectly. Troy, you just weren't scrolling up. Just throwing that out there.
Hey, there's drinks going around, right? It's okay. It's okay.
I think India is a ticking time bomb.
Yeah,
think
so.
I think
I just
Danny's
think
been
that-
listening to me a lot, and I would 100% that India is going to be devastated by
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, I think India.
I'm going to 100% agree with that.
Cool.
All right, India.
Prediction title. That's just our bracket name. Cow's gonna die. I don't know what that means.
There's a lot of cows in India, dude.
Dude.
Jesus Christ.
What mildly
think-
appropriate?
dude, I don't think-
Mildly
podcast.
appropriate, you fucking
I don't think-
bastard.
I don't think the coronavirus it really has a detrimental effect on cows.
Podzast.
That's
God
close.
damn it.
Oh, what? You guys never type anything wrong
Yeah,
on the
fuck
keyboard?
you, dude.
I'm just pointing it out so you can go back and fix it.
Hey, if you guys ever want to send us personal emails, suggestions, business
Right.
inquiries, check us out. Mildly appropriate.
What is
At-
the-
at
Gmail.
P at Gmail?
Mildly appropriate at gmail.com.
Where'd the caps come from?
The caps lock
Somebody
button.
take his drinks away. Jesus Christ.
He hasn't
I don't
touched
think
it.
he's touched it the whole time. That's the craziest part.
He's sober.
I'm guzzling, and
Cool.
Troy is just.
You have a fucking Corona.
You have a Corona seltzer.
gone.
You're gonna talk.
Jamie wouldn't like that.
Wow.
Yeah, full. It was full. I just spilled it everywhere.
So guys, boys,
This is empty.
exciting stuff.
Yeah.
We'll have to check in throughout the week.
Yeah, for sure.
Back to the.
Back to the
Beautiful logo.
regularly programmed.
Yeah,
Right, that'll be
Regularly
that'll be a
scheduled
clip. That's a
program.
good
Regularly
clip.
scheduled
That is a clip.
We're gonna
program.
clip
Thanks,
that, Danny. All right.
Yeah.
So for you guys who want to skip to this part, then that's fine. We're gonna make a clip for our first clip on the Molly Pro podcast. Daniel will take care of that.
You know what? Wait, really quick. I'm sorry. 'Cause I'm curious. Can we just see how India's doing right now with the coronavirus? Because I actually I haven't heard anything. Have you?
No.
India?
Nothing blowing up. No.
Yeah,
which is the worst part. I feel
Right,
like
that's what I
feel
feel
like
too.
you'd want to be like, India's dealing with it pretty
They're
badly.
lying about their cases too. This cops lock is still
They just don't know about the cases.
coronavirus pandemic puts countries locked down.
India coronavirus. That's a good one. You could just
How to
check.
hand wash?
You can check the World Health Organization, their website, or that
So
Worldometer,
far,
the
it's-
Worldometer one you used. Either one. I would
Let's
just
just do this. Coronavirus.
the Times of India. Let's hope they're trustworthy. They've screened 1.85 lock. I don't know the unit of lock.
Isn't there a website that had all of the cases? Like I forget what was that website called?
Just type in
Looks like they're
who
good.
Corona.
They're doing okay. It seems.
Seems like they're all
All
right.
right.
They're screening everybody. Hey,
Yeah, yeah, whoa.
none of that in here.
Go up and it says situation reports on the right. Situation updates, is that the one? Situation reports. Okay, so if you click on that top one, and now you're probably just safer off just
So this,
Control
holy
F.
shit, we're at
Right.
11,000.
11,000 new per day.
Oh my god.
That's pretty wild. Control F and hit India. And you're going to laugh at how low their cases are. 137.
What?
You've highlighted right in the middle.
That's
Right
Yep. Look
the
at that.
137. That's what confirmed
Just so you guys
cases.
How many deaths?
You can see where
27?
we're at.
Total confirmed new
Total
cases.
confirmed.
27 today.
Yeah, 100. What was
They're
it?
fine.
100 some.
For now.
Yeah, but they just got it. So
Up, go up.
Yeah, yeah.
Past it.
Keep going. Keep going.
Control
Right
F.
there.
oh, I see it. Yeah. I thought I just had it.
Pretty
still.
wild. 137. Indonesia's only got 172.
And they only have 3 deaths so far.
Yep.
Wow.
I don't know. I think it's gonna skyrocket. soon.
It's just
I
started.
think that
I
is
mean,
going
Look
to
at Iran.
explode over
15K.
there.
Yeah, that's
Iran-
an
Iran-
average,
That's
you know?
why Iran was rank 1.
Look, 0, guys. Yeah, okay. New cases 0. I'll wait.
Well, everyone's infected.
That's the whole
Yeah.
country.
No
54
one healthy left.
14,991. That's the population.
Look at that.
1,800 new cases today.
Yeah,
Not
I think we're far
bad,
beyond
not
everyone.
bad.
Look,
We're getting
you see
test
anything
kits.
else? 1,800.
We're killing it, baby.
We're doing good.
We're getting lots of test kits out there. That's where all those
Champions.
cases are
Wait, do you
coming
guys
from.
see anything else with that many new cases? Not even close.
No, they don't have the kits.
Oh, wait. Italy, 3,000.
Okay,
Spain,
well, when
telling
you
you
have
guys.
30,000 people with it, you
The
know.
kits aren't there. Do you realize that like the only people getting tested right now are rich people? They had like 77 cases checked in a day, and 58 were from the NBA.
This is so far.
Like what?
yeah, right?
People are
far.
trying to go to these doctors' offices and be like, "Hey," or hospitals and be like, "Hey, I'd like to be tested," and they're just like, "No."
You just can't.
Right?
I can't believe how good they're doing.
Ryan came back at a stressful time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus
all right.
Christ.
It's crazy.
Came back. He's like, what the fuck's going on in this country?
Thankfully, he lives in Texas, where pretty much the idea that's going on, like the mentality, is just
We
fuck
can-
the
we can
coronavirus.
shoot it
We can
in
kill
Texas.
it. We're
We
just
can-
gonna fucking kill it.
In Texas,
guys-
we'll shoot back at the coronavirus.
All I
Right,
think about when
right.
I hear this shit is like a nightmare of there's gonna be like a purge going on or some shit.
Oh.
Dude,
where
it's
people are
just, all it
ransacking
means
everything?
is big gamer hours all the time.
Dude, if you haven't noticed, streamer numbers are going to skyrocket. All those online entertainment sites that you
Oh,
watch.
yeah.
Hey,
Yo, if anyone's
got
trying to
one, man.
stream,
You know what I'm talking about.
now's the time.
Didn't everyone also freak out though when like Ebola was
not as bad as this. This
coming
is a totally
about?
different
Like I
Right.
mean,
territory.
There's also people who are still justifying this as like not as bad as the flu. They're like, there's more people who die from the flu every year. It's like,
True.
the flu's been around like the entire winter. We are just now getting through like coronavirus as a spread.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
We don't have it's like, the flu doesn't kill this many people. Well, coronavirus isn't done yet. We don't really know how many people it's going to kill. You know what I
Kill
mean?
A lot of people.
It's not done. We're in the very beginning of it.
It's kind of wild.
The people
Yeah,
who
well,
are breaking, the people who like investigate these types of diseases. Like, there's a guy who was just on Joe Rogan. He's like, we're in on this for at least 3 to 6 months, at least.
Oh yeah.
This is a Corona winter.
President
This
said
isn't just like
August.
a blizzard where it closes schools for the weekend. This is a winter, like a full season of
The
dealing
NBA
with the
season,
coronavirus.
dude.
I'm pumped.
I know.
It's wild,
As of
esports events.
the
were
way I
canceled.
look at it is as of now.
right?
I mean,
fine.
I think it's gonna get better. That's what I think. I don't think it's gonna be.
We have a lot of new cases.
It's
though,
safer
one day.
to over prepare than it would be to.
That is
under
definitely
prepare.
true. That is
I
definitely.
think now
true.
that testing's out, we're going to see a lot more cases. I think everyone's already had it. It's just that
Yeah.
we don't know because there's not a lot of testing.
I think like second week of April, you're gonna see it level out
Second week of April.
because
I
like
can
it
get
seems to
behind that.
kind of like, at least here. I'm just talking about the U.S. Maybe it'll spread a lot. Like I think the numbers are gonna keep going up, but I think we'll have a control of the situation around then. Because I mean, we're like most schools are closed, so a lot of the kids. I think kids are like one of the bigger
Transmitters.
transmitters of the disease.
Yeah.
So just closing the schools does help.
Yep. I guess we'll
I guess
find out.
they're going to be hanging out with each other anyway. But
All right.
Yeah.
You
I
want to
think
get
we're
off
gonna-
that virus topic?
Do you want to actually just split this up since we're gonna have part 1 and part 2?
Yeah. Let's
of this
take our
podcast?
break, and we'll be back in our next episode of the podcast.
Yep,
Part
we're gonna split this up into
2.
2. So
Part 1, episode 18.
right.
We're out. Episode 19 coming with Ryan back on the podcast. If
Have
you
fun.
guys want to find the podcast, you could find us on Stitcher, Google Podcasts. I'm looking at a fucking random camera. It's not even our camera.
Well, it's close.
Look over here. I don't know.
You got it.
Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Himalayan, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Himalaya, Spotify. I forgot that one, and SoundCloud. Guys, if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. Any complaints, let us know, and we'll try to take care of them. Sam, anything else?
No, sir. Danny, you want to sign us out?
Follow us on Twitter.
Oh, and follow us
wow.
on fucking Twitter, dude.
All right, Danny,
Sorry.
make
Sure to
Wise
like and
words.
subscribe.
Yeah, fucking just huddle in there, man. You know what I was thinking about?
What?
Is I think we're gonna have a lot of people are gonna be having sex recently now.
Yeah, okay.
Now they're all quarantined, so
Right.
we're gonna have a whole new generation of kids coming out soon.
Perfect.
I saw a really good joke about it. They're gonna be called the generation's gonna be called the quarantines.
That's awesome.
That's a good one.
Yeah, 13
All right,
years.
quarantines.
The
We'll
quarantines.
see you soon.
Right.
Peace.